Wagua makeli, wagua makeli, wagua makeli. Ni ulia ujikareire
wagaruririe gitara no giumbuka ukihithira kajugithakira gapuka kurega kwiganira nigukoroka ukiuga ndukwenda mwene urenda buroka
umaga kutuku na ndwendaga njũrie ciũria uthakagira chini ya maji
otakiura
ni woire magũrũ itakoingatĩte ũkĩũra the wali za sako thĩno tũrĩ nĩ thiũrũra wagua makeli wagua makeli ni ũrĩa ũnjikarĩire wagua makeli wagua makeli ni ũrĩa ũnjikarĩire wagua makeli wagua makeli ni ũrĩa ũnjikarĩire
Galaxis.
Jemuize, twende Skiza tenje, kaumeni hata Skiza tenje, ukitaka kunipata Skiza tenje, siku hizi tunacheza kwenye radio Skiza tenje, kaumeni hata Skiza tenje, ukitaka kunipata Skiza tenje, siku hizi tunacheza kwenye radio walidhani tutawaifika tulifika na tayari tulishawapita walidhani si tunaogopa hati sisi hatuwezi kupigana vita walidhani si mafalafala wakakakimalamala tukahala mateni wao tukadaradara tukawacha hao mafala joko barabara nimefanya mimi calculations plus nilikuwa na determination kufanya ngoma kama occupation kujulikana jona population Skiza tenje, kaumeni hata Skiza tenje, ukitaka kunipata Skiza tenje, siku hizi tunacheza kwenye radio Skiza tenje, kaumeni hata Skiza tenje, ukitaka kunipata Skiza tenje, siku hizi tunacheza kwenye radio Skiza tenje, najua umeni hata utekiteli kwa flash pin utanipata mawake MCs wako kwa teli zina haga si artist na physics tulizitaga udhani jimu is high school kusomaga degree graphics usuni inshallah nitaipata mfupi kazi bila kusumba na msaka anizalie wakidi wajikuni tuwe grandpa records bado ni kali flow bado ni kali flow bado ni stari ni dope bado hatari bado na tell story ya ubo wa mtaani alianza from nothing turn into something haters can try kumbari I rise from the ashes sun rise more Skiza radio Skiza tenje to change you down wanani overplay kasi we got it down wanakuenda play kwa sababu when whack sipendi beat around the bush nikana tega douche ooh it's a spade see a big spoon so Skiza tenje kaumeni hata Skiza tenje ukitaka kunipata Skiza tenje siku hizi tunacheza kwenye radio Skiza tenje kaumeni hata Skiza tenje ukitaka kunipata Skiza tenje siku hizi tunacheza kwenye radio wanajua sisi ni wanoma no wonder wanoma wanajua tunaleta noma hakuna noma bongela swagi bongela ngoma bongela menje. Si ati nimepambwa ati niko stenje. Mimi niko tupo tenje. Now I'm mad and I'm a juju too. Now I'm mad and I'm a booty too. Kama budusela, wanna pick it to manduru too. Wanna pick it to manduru too. Na mabubuzela. Skiza tenje, kaumeni hata. Skiza tenje, ukitaka kunipata. Skiza tenje, skiza tenje. Siku hizi tunachezwa kwenye radio. Skiza tenje, kaumeni hata. Skiza tenje, ukitaka kunipata. Skiza tenje, skiza tenje. Siku hizi tunachezwa kwenye radio. Oh oh. Kwenye radio. Oh oh. On your radio, oh, oh. Yeah.
Piano. Jimwize. Right there with Skiza Tenje. On your number one Tenje, man. This right here is Radio 254 on www.254.radio. I'm at www.twitch.com. Welcome. It's a good, beautiful morning, and them boys is in the building. This right here is the biggest, the baddest, the guanest show across East and Central Africa. This is the Quorum Show. Itakuwa vipi watunguyas? How you guys doing, manze? How you guys doing this chilly rainy morning? Mimi sijui kwenye unaishi, lakini Buddha, surprisingly kwenye nimetoka kunanyesha, kiatu yangu imejaa matope, alafu nafika tao ati ndio kunaanza kudrizzle. I'm like, what is happening? Ni nini mbaya? Yo, but of course, manze, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be here. You know, this is such an awesome day. Sindio? Awesome Saturday. Mi kwanza nitawaambia kwa nini nimefurahia kunanyesha. As much as sijafurahia kunyeshewa, but I'll be telling you why I'm happy that it's raining. I'll tell you that in a few. But of course, my name is Biko, the big CEO, just in case you didn't know.
Hey, my boy, Mr. Samutondo, and you already know what we gonna do to keep it real here at the Quorum. Tuko hapa until 12 noon. So
yes, sir.
3 hours of awesomeness lined up for you, don't you? So stay now 9:20 on my chronometer in East Africa time.
Unajua jina chronometer Buddha? Ulikuwa unasikiza huo msee? Ni sawa. Ni sawa, nimetii. Yes, of course, it is 9:20. We want to know how your good morning is coming along. Yani, umeamka vipi? Umeshindwa kwenda wera juu ya mvua? You know, what's going on, manze? How's your morning doing?
What's your business for today?
Buddha, leo mimi nikitoka hapa, I want to go to hit the studios. Yes, sir, man. A couple tracks need to be released. A couple artists that we need to collab with.
254 music artists lazima kwe intoxicated, very intoxicated.
But then 254 anapenda sherehe. This family. Lakini inadai, because, you know, let me tell you why sherehe si mbaya. As long as una deal na watu wenye wako responsible. And 254 family is a very responsible family, man. These are people who are hustling, people who are getting it. Unajua? Pushing, yani limit haina mwisho. And that's what I like about it. So, haina noma. Watu wapige sherehe as long as unajua limits, as long as unajua boundaries. Ama vipi?
Mordecai atachukua na bebe yetu wote. Go to heaven by association.
Mordecai, did you guys by the way know that Mordecai can sing? Mordecai can sing. Mordecai can sing. Yani, ile talanta iko 254.radio. You guys just need to keep it locked for you to understand what's going on. And for those of you who are just joining us, man, say we are live. #The Quorum Show. And today's show is all about the startup edition. Yani, to Leo tunawafunza all about starting up a business. What do you need to know when you're starting up a business? What do you need to have ready? Unajua, ni nini that you need to look out for? And even before you start that business, what are the things that you need to consider? We will be having some amazing guests coming through. Hey, itakuwa genje. But before we go any further, manze, join us live on Instagram at The Quorum Show. sawa sawa. Tuko pia pale www.twitch.com and www.254.radio. And for those of you who want to call in and join in the conversation, the number is 0110254254. Should I repeat that? 0110254254. That's the number you need to dial. WhatsApp us. Request the music that you want to listen to, as long as it's 100% Kenyan music. We got you, my brothers and sisters, my dad and our babas.
Now wale wanajiidentify as not binary.
Tukiingilia conversation bro, itakuwa ngori. Itakuwa ngori. But good morning to each and every one of you. I want to say a good beautiful morning to Pinky Galani.
Joining us live. How are you, Pinky Galani? Thank you.
Pinky saying it's cold. It's cold. Listen, Pinky, I have a secret for you. Sasa, a secret for you. All you need is some coffee. Alafu kuna mse fulani yako na cookies. Othello's. Talk to Mihai. Mihai will hook you up with some really delicious cookies, especially if you're one of those people who don't like too much processed sugars. Unajua?
One lady mwenye ana for the organic things in diet.
Of course, manze, of course. And I love that she's guiding us through her detox process. Watu kama sisi hatujawahi detox, sasa tuko na idea. Tuko na idea, but of course, Buddha, we will have explained to us. We will have talk to us about all that. But of course, good morning. If you're joining us, request the music that you want to listen to. You are live. www.254.radio. The easiest thing that you can do right now, or the best thing that you can do for yourself, is head on to your Play Store or your App Store. Alafu download your Radio 254 application. Hiyo kitu ni kidogo, hata kama simu yako ni kabambe. I am telling you. Aish. You don't even need a phone, by the way. Any MB any application that is less than 2 MBs unaweka kwa simu. Ukipata na simu unaiangusha hapo ndani. Sawa sawa. Of course. Manze, we started the show with an amazing lineup. Tulianza vizuri sana. Tukaanza na Kobole, the Kikuyu rap king. Anasema wangu wa makeri, yani wale madem wamekalia watu wao. Aish, Kobole ameona, experience.
Wangu wa makeri, hata na wangu wa makeri.
Ningori. And then we've also played piano and Jimuize with Skiza Tenje. Yes sir. And before that we playing ngoma gani, bro? I think tume playing ngoma tatu. I can't remember the. Kama unakumbuka, ebu hit me up. It's in the morning and I haven't had my coffee. So memory kidogo inanisumbua. But coming up right now, it's Changia Story, King Kaka, Jadi, Kanambo, Dede. This here is Genje. Guy, mushaisikia ngoma ngori buda. Mumesikia ngoma Jadi. And Jadi was here, and so lazima to support him mziki, na lazima to vibe to some great music. Changia Story right here on 254.radio. This is the Quorum Show.
Sikujui unijui my guy, therefore wezi changia story. Kiatu nimedunga, you can never walk a mile in my life, therefore wezi changia story. Just know him tani ngori, therefore wezi changia story. Just know him tani ngori,
okay,
therefore wezi changia story.
Washa idozi nja na stova ina kitumbo ya medosba. Blues kila saka yudi ya drogba. Solution 2 ilikuwa ni drop bar. Basi drop bars. Kuna friends wangu close I say wali drop shule. Kuna face flani wali wa drop bure. Pata roulettes, ni mnajua bata bullets. Kama ni fortune ni mmeipata bure. Unaongea mlango aje na misi bishi. Unaongeza mchuzi kwa story kwa na dishi. Vitu nimefanya tundu niweze ishi. Au nijui nani just leave me.
Sikujui unijui my guy, therefore wezi changia story. Kiatu nimedunga, you can never walk a mile in my life, therefore wezi changia story. Just know him tani ngori, therefore wezi changia story. Just know him tani ngori, therefore wezi huwezi changia story.
Sikumkosea na nilisema sorry, that's why huwezi changia story. Nimedunga black juu chini na wanasema nini, yangu sio easy, ubani na majini. Kalesa highway na kaa nimechizi, nimetoka far huwezi nikanja na uli. Nikiwa kales bado life ni bully, we ni badi mi pia si mrahisi. Hunijui you only know my naji, tofauti ya crop top na buibui. Another man's food na yangu ni ya warubi, usibanje tena juu hunijui.
Sikujui unijui my guy, therefore huwezi changia story. Kiatu nimedunga you can never walk a mile in my life, therefore huwezi changia story. Just know him turning ngori, therefore huwezi changia story. Just know him turning ngori, therefore huwezi changia story. And if I die today, tell my mama I was a dreamer. Lakini circumstances ilifanya nikaharibu jina. Now I pray my soul survive, siku moja nirudi home. Now I pray my soul survive, siku moja nirudi home, nirudi home. Yeah.
You a lie. Mali wa Kenya wamegadha wezi kosa te, awezi pata nyama ukose te.
Mali wa super wamegadha lazima ufike bei, awezi fika na usifike bei.
Mali wa Kenya wamegadha wezi kosa fei, kadem kapenga na ito fei.
Amekula fei ukafuliza bado hakupei, ogopa mrembo anaitwa fei.
Na ukikosa ni makosa, na ukikosa ni makosa. Jo ukikosa ni makosa, jo ukikosa ni makosa. Fei wewe, fei wewe. Aujalipa renta jena nasikia uko Dubai. Ni ukweli buda flani fei amekuwai. Nikikuita klabu na kamna maexis, naona kunywa ka nonsense. Adikila mi jua fei ya kotei, kama bila upei jua fei ya kupei. Hauna kazi ni kuslay tu na tembo, sura ni mrembo, appetite ya mjembo. Mali wa Kenya wamegadha wezi kosa tei, awezi pata nyama ukose tei.
Mali wa super wamegadha lazima ufike bei, awezi fika na usifike bei.
Mali wa Kenya wamegadha wezi kosa fei, kadem kapenga na ito fei.
Amekula fei ukafuliza bado hakupei, ogopa mrembo anaitwa fei.
Na ukikosa ni makosa, na ukikosa ni makosa. Jo ukikosa ni makosa, jo ukikosa ni makosa. Fei wewe, fei wewe.
Akiwa lie nishakuai, fei nishakuai. Ni aje boy Kevo na Johnny wanakudai, ushawawai, minajua ushawawai. Tell story miuskia zako fei ntazirai. Ati jana ulikuwa high, kuoneshana thighs. Nilianza na kwa klabu kamaliziwa kwa ndae. Fei jo walai, yani hauna high. Ulipasuliwa mbili ukulipata mse wa mayai. Fei wewe.
Mali wa Kenya wamegadha wezi kosa tei, awezi pata nyama ukose tei.
Mali wa super wamegadha lazima ufike bei, awezi fika na usifike bei.
Mali wa Kenya wamegadha wezi kosa fei, kadem kapenga na ito fei.
Amekula fei ukafuliza bado hakupei, ogopa mrembo anaitwa fei.
Na ukikosa ni makosa, na ukikosa ni makosa. Jo ukikosa ni makosa,
feeling that cold, ibaridi. I told you, tafuta kuota.
Ibaridi ni mbaya, ibaridi imetetemeka ya kutosha, kujoni kumbatie. Nimejaribu kahawa, nikajaribu gauge. Najua ukikuja utafanya disappear. Shida zangu si za dokta, shida zangu si za vodka. Sema leo utatoka na mimi nitakungoja. Shida zangu si za dokta, shida zangu si za vodka. Sema leo utatoka na mimi nitakungoja. Sema nijipange, sema nijipange. Ningependa kukuona leo, tujipambe, pambe. Sema nijipange, sema nijipange. Ningependa kukuona leo, tujipambe. Oh Lord, oh Lord.
Natamani lako joto, natamani maso. Nimetetemeka ya kutosha, njoo nikumbatie. Nimejaribu blanketi, moto kwenye fireplace. Najua ukikuja utafanya disappear. Shida zangu si za doctor, I'm a whiskey. Je, nambie utatoka na mimi nitakungoja. Shida zangu si za doctor, shida zangu si za vodka. Je, nambie utatoka na mimi nitakungoja. Sema nijipange, sema nijipange. Ningependa kukuona leo, tujibambe, tujibambe, tujibambe. Sema nijipange, sema nijipange. Ningependa kukuona leo, tujibambe. Oh Lord, oh Lord.
Baby niambie, oh baby niambie.
Uko down, uko ready, njoo to get busy. Uko down, uko ready, njoo to get busy. Uko down, uko ready, njoo to get busy. Uko down, uko ready, njoo to get busy.
Listen, manze.
Baridi.
That goes out to every one of you who's feeling that cold, yani.
Hizo chills mnasikia kwa boom.
Kuna watu wameamka yani hadi hawezi fanya anything else. It's too cold, it's too cold.
Na
But
kuna watu unajua vile roho ya mtu inakuanga imedefrost asubuhi. Plus the cold.
Alafu
Double trouble.
It's ngori. But did you know that Kanairo actually inakuwaga hivi?
Aje.
Cold, manze.
Really?
Yeah, man. Kanairo is a very, very, very cold place.
That's why I like
tu,
my Machakos place, bana.
You miss Machakos?
Yes.
Hai, lakini sasa Masaku buda.
Mungu ametuangalia huko na jicho moja.
Hai.
Jua ni ile
ya
kiangazi.
Hapana. But if in case you're just joining us, yes sir, you are tuned into the biggest, the baddest, the guanest show across East and Central Africa. This right here is the Quorum Show on 254.radio. And in case you wanna engage or just stream live, watch us live, enda pale www.254.radio, enda pale www.twitch.com. Alafu pia unaweza ingia Instagram
Tuko live.
The Quorum Show na tuko live. I'm gonna be reading a few comments before we even go further.
Oh yes.
Sawa. Kwa sababu hapa kuna watu wanifurahisha.
Watu wanakuambia nini?
Watu wamenibamba. Watu wanibamba. Piki Gelani anasema,
yes.
Manze hii njeve. Is it right to say kuna njeve?
Anajua njeve ni nini?
Mimi sijui nani anafundisha Pinky Gelani hizi mashembe thing. Ini genje buda.
Ni genje
bana. Anasema hii weather si a detox. No, unaweza detox in other ways. The other ways of detoxing.
Like how?
Like talk to 0 sufuri.
Is that getting kukua intox ama ni detox?
No, it's getting rid of the bad vibes and the cold.
Oh.
Kwanza baridi na kwa gangori.
Exactly.
And she's like anataka hiyo plug ya cookie. So
well, definitely.
So I'll tell you about those cookies, and I'll tell you who is actually plugging us those cookies. Nani amazing cookies. We had an opportunity to taste them last time. Ngori. Multiverse anasema loving the show. We love you right back, manze, and thank you so much for joining us. Nyambura 09 anasema salimia huyo mkuzant.
Mkuzant ni nani?
Mkuzant, kuna mkuzant hapa.
Wendo mkuzo.
Mimi sijikani. Ni wewe bro.
Oh, ni mimi.
Unakataa watu wenu kwa nini?
Tuko na nyambu wengi everywhere.
Nyambu ni kama huyu ashaomoka, hataki story yako. I'm seeing Mihai joined.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much. And we're actually expecting Mihai akuja tupige ma 1-2 about the startup. Today's show is actually about startups.
Businesses.
Sawa. If you're a person out there and you want to start a business, or you've already started a business and you want to get some more pointers into how you can get your business to grow, this is the right place to be, manze. Just tune in. Mihai will be coming through. We also have other amazing guests who will be talking about, the topic of the day, startup. They'll be telling us about their businesses.
Oh yeah.
And all that. Sindio?
Naona Captain Gikosh kwenye Twitter ameamua Twitter bomb. Kuna Twitter bomb. Okay, Twitter bomb huku. Anauliza unasikia baridi gani? Ati baridi.
Sio mimi, ni Pinky Gelani anasikia baridi wakiwa na Multiverse.
Oh, umesikia Gikosh? Alafu anasema Machakos is the best, na hapo tunasema yeah. Machambo tole.
Nyinyi watu ushago. Sasa mko na tumashamba ushago, sasa tuende sisi watu ushago. Wacheni hizo hata nyinyi.
Zeni gishagi.
Hatutasikiza. But talking about the morning being very chilly.
Oh, yeah.
Wiki yako imekuwaje bro?
Maybe my week imekuwa the longest. Tumekuwa na show mbili. Tulikuwa hapa on Tuesday morning with Ras.
Morning with Ras, man. That was an amazing show.
Just before Melissa Keplagat akuje hapa.
Imagine. Got me to watch that movie again.
Imagine. Nakwambia Biko has been watching Country Queen like anarudia tu.
Let me tell you something.
Kila episode anarudia.
Hakuna kitu amazing kama unaweka movie, alafu the first thing unasikia hiyo movie kianza, Sauti Sol Mtunguya.
Extravaganza.
Mimi nilikuwa like, now this is it. Yani I've never watched a movie and felt like I was maybe in the UK, lakini kila kitu ni Kenya. That was so international, man.
Oh, yeah.
Country Queen, you guys need to go ahead and check it out. It's on Netflix, right?
Iko Netflix.
Mtunguya.
Streaming sites zote, I guess.
Endeni watch Country Queen and all other Kenyan movies. Films. Kuna click bang huko.
Acha turudi to rewind. Imeactiwa wapi Country Queen?
Masaku.
Oh yeah. It's a win for Machakos.
Ni sawa. Hapo by there you guys take it. Take it. Masaku yes. People. But do you know why they did it in Masaku?
Kuna operation usisema hiyo.
Si kuna operation bro. Cause in Masaku you can leave your equipments there and go.
Exactly.
Masaku hakuna madingo. Prove me wrong if you've been into Masaku na ukaibiwa. Tafadhali tuongeleshe. Masaku you can leave your things and go.
Unajua the only thing kama kuna mtu anaweza iba mwingine. Labda the biggest mchawi in the area anajua kuna all the powers.
Na mnamjua. So mnajua ni yeye atakuwa ameenda nayo.
So it's
watu wa Masaku we love you. What else can we say, manze? What else can we say?
Tole.
Masaku. Masaku is a great place to be. We need you to tell us where you're listening in from, by the way. Sasa unasikizia show wapi? And in case you're joining in, so unajua hii ndio the biggest, the baddest, the guanest show. Iko nini ingine? This is the Quorum show on www.254.radio. Mimi na check pale wase wa nini washaanza. Wase wa 011 Yeah, washaanza kuongea pale WhatsApp. We will be getting to you in a few. Mimi nataka watu wa request muziki. Multiverse amesema anataka ngoma yenye
ya kumhype.
Hata si kumhype. Emotional. Ati baridi.
Kuna watu wana cuddle hii asubuhi yote.
I don't know.
What is our problem?
Multiverse. Hebu jibu Sam. Are you cuddling somewhere?
Mbona unatufilisha? Why?
So there's a group of artists that we've not been listening to for a while. Can you guess who it is? Sisi for a while. Sisi hatujawasikiza for a while. And I think pia
Elani
hatujasikiza. Oh my goodness. Umejua aje?
I'm reading your mind, man.
Umejua aje? You know, I was just checking out Elani's music and I was like, by the way, what is happening to Elani?
Ujue Elani, these people when wanatuanga ngoma moja 2 years wanatuacha tusikize hiyo tukram lyrics zote tukijua watarudi watu wengine. Ni kama hatujajua lyrics the last one, I think.
Yes, poa. Elani manze, we love your music and we want to just keep listening to your music. Sindio? So right now coming up, and this goes out to
Multiverse. Natuambie multiverse ni gani?
Acha, we know that we are getting there. Wewe utatuambia hizi majina hizi unatoa wapi?
Quantum physics na
are you a physician? What? Do you have like a wormhole in your house somewhere unaingianga?
Unaingia unatokea planet Sirius ama
Elani kuku going out
to multiverse.
To multiverse. Sawa. If you're cuddling with someone, hatutauliza maswali mingi. Enjoy it. Get out of the cold, manze. This is for you to kill that baridi.
Cool.
Wenye mapenzi zenye serikali letu nalo linajua kali penzi letu serikali wajua na kupenda malaika. vile imekukubali, itabidi nikumari. I didn't know you had it in you. How you see right through my flaws, I don't know. Megeuza serikali, sina budi kukumari. I thought I'd never remember how to write a love song. I thought I'd never remember how to love till I met you. Till I met you, you. Till I met you. Till I met you, you. Never thought I'd find somebody who can understand. You don't know what you mean to me. When I say my everything, mimi nimeona wengi. You're the only I can marry. I thought never remember how to write a love song. I thought I'd never remember how to love till I met you. Till I met you, you. Till I met you, you.
Kukosana na wewe sikutarajia, kuwa mbali na wewe akimeniacha babaya. Kutengana na wewe imenibadilisha sana, nimetamani nilewe akina kunywa na sasa mataambia nini watu Regina. Haya mapenzi yalinoga na kumbuka tulipeana majina. Leo baby kesho tomato, mitandao ikaleta fitina. Ukawa uambiliki na mikichwa changu na kikavimba, nikawa sisemezeki. Inauma lakini nitazoea. Inauma lakini nitazoea. Hali ya mwanaume duniani ni kuzoea. Hali ya binadamu duniani ni kuzoea. Ndio nashindwa. kesi yo kesi tukakubali tutapendana milele. Nyimbo tulizopenda zanikumbusha wewe. Kamisi na baika uliwacha na nusanga ndio nilale. Tutaambia nini watu Regina? Haya mapenzi yalinoga na kumbuka tukila bata na bia. Pate after pate shetani gani alituingilia, akatuweka asanda, hilo vito palimenifikisha. I'll never love another na inauma lakini nitazoea. Inauma lakini nitazoea. Hali ya binadamu duniani ni kuzoea. Hali ya mwanaume duniani ni kuzoea. Ndio nashindwa inauma lakini nitazoea. Inauma lakini nitazoea. Hali ya binadamu duniani ni kuzoea. Hali ya mwanaume duniani ni kuzoea. Ndio nashindwa.
Alright. Watunguyas. Hata kama inauma, itabaki mmezoea. Hata kama kuna njeve, itabaki mmezoea. Iko nini? This right here is the baddest, the biggest, the guanest show across East and Central Africa. This right here is the Quorum show.
And once you go Quorum,
you can never ever go back, manze. This is mad. This is crazy. Alafu Watunguyas. Them boys,
you know, already
have other boys
in the building.
And we ain't talking about Subaru boys. We are talking about business
boys.
Ngori. Without further ado, manze, I want to introduce today's guests. And we're going to start with the one who was here. Yani due to popular demand, imebidi amerudi.
The first one kwa hii show to pata popular.
I don't know if it's the name. Unajua when you tell someone my name is Mihai, they will automatically like you.
The
name itself just is like, yeah, man. So Mihai is in the building, man. Say,
thank you for coming.
Wagwan, bro. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone listening.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I feel amazing to be back. I feel how privileged to be back. It was an amazing experience, and yeah, I'm back to continue the stories. Exactly.
It's amazing that you've actually made it, considering how busy your schedule is.
Exactly. Imagine I woke up morning, even this guy, he slept at my place last night in order to catch up today, because we were like, bro, we need to wake up at 6 o'clock, have a quick breakfast, go to the bakery, pick up the cookies, arrange everything to be working properly.
Cookies are here.
Exactly. We got the cookies.
The cookies are here. Of course, Mihai, we're grateful that you're here. And Mihai brought along a colleague and a friend and a business-minded personality, manze.
Fellow creative.
Buddha.
Fellow creative.
Wagwan, bro.
Wagwan, my brother.
Ebu kwanza waambie jina. I don't want to say we waambie jina yako.
So, hello there, everybody. My name is Deron Karanja. I'm a creative director, at the same time the founder of Knitgums. And today I had the privilege to be here with you guys. My friend there, a special brother of mine, invited me here to come and be part of you, embrace this place, and see what it goes. It's a chilly morning, quite indeed.
Lakini wewe hujavaa sweater.
What's happening?
Jamani, mwamkia
amekupitisha mahali.
Some food hapo ilikuwa na some chili, some hot pepper. It's quite hot.
Dawa ya chili ni chili.
Yo, by the way, hawa se watu wana complain about baridi. Pinky, Multiverse, nimeona pia Nyambura, Gikosh, ndio hiyo dawa. Dawa ya chili ni chili. You got it right here, manzi. Darren, thank you so much for joining us. And we love that you're going to be able to prick your brain. You're going to educate us. Utatufunza mambo mob sana.
tutajua
Every day is a
fashion,
learning day.
nini, styling, designing, kwanza hizo majina zote mimi kidogo
I'm a
Kizungu mingi tu, but
I'm a
you can break
little
it
better
down.
when it comes to fashion, Daron.
I can tell.
Lakini mutunguyas hapa.
Nguo zangu zote zinafanana.
I don't know what is wrong with this person. Just dresses for this. Yani
because I can't walk out naked.
That's the only reason you dress up.
I think.
My people, amazing personalities in the building, and we want you to get your questions ready. Sawa sawa. If you have had questions about the cookies that we were talking about, Pinky Gelani, let me now educate you about these cookies. Sawa sawa. Kuna jamaa hapa anajiita Mihai. Mihai has a company that deals with baking cookies for the diabetic, individuals out there. Yani umse anapika cookies for the healthy living. Sawa sawa. He has several products, and I will actually get into that. Na amekuja na kadhaa hapa hivi. So what you need to do is go to Ophelos Ltd. Sawa sawa. Check out that website. Check out the products. By the way, they do deliveries all across the country. This is an amazing product, Buddha, and we're about to enjoy some, and I want you to be able to enjoy some. Awakabaridi kasikumalize tafadhali.
I also want to tell them, like, this is the first of its kind in East Africa. It's something groundbreaking. So, like, we want to know about startups. We want to know, how do you start up a business from nothing, from scratch? You know, I'm a big fan of people that create things from nothing, the creatives. You want to create a fashion style, you want to create a business from nothing, everything, a song, anything you do from scratch. I'm a big fan of that. And we will be diving into the startup. This is a startup edition, so we'll be talking about starting up a business. Darren, I don't know, how are you feeling today? How has your week been?
My week has been quite amazing. As no one, truth be told, a few challenges in their business. Trying to manage family, school, and all. I can say I'm maneuvering through.
How has business been?
Business
after the election.
After the elections,
is it picking up, or we still?
It's picking up. It's no lie. During the elections, all businesses went low.
Oh yes,
because people had to go safety first. You are all locked in. But now, everyone, when you are talking to everyone was like the common phrase after elections. After elections. I'm here to tell you people, we are back after elections, do you?
How about after Supreme Court? There's a new phrase here.
Kenyans, I don't think we have time for that. We just want to
I think we're tired.
We are tired, man.
We're not even following that much.
Nah.
Let them do their work.
Yeah,
the
just
lawyers
the interested
do their
individuals.
thing. Yes.
Us, we need to move on. You need to focus on yourself, bro.
Nice.
Because these politicians, yes, you have to elect your leader, but at the end of the day,
you gotta eat.
You gotta eat.
You gotta eat.
They're not gonna come and put food on your table. Trust me.
True.
You have to go find it. You have to go get that bread for yourself.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You heard it. You gotta go get that bread by yourself. That leader is not gonna get it for you. They won't. Before we go any further, I wanna, welcome a couple of guys who've just joined in. Hey, watu hapa Buddha. Guys are crazy here. Nginda saying hii baridi ya Nairobi si a single people.
Ateke?
Mihai and me, we are the only singles here.
Hey. Wacha kuingiza watu. Mihai might be single now. Right now. Right now. Akitoka hapa anaweza kuwa akona mtu. But of course, thank you so much to everyone who's joined in. It's just Jerry. Thank you for joining in. I can see Lokukiki. Potets. I hope I've pronounced that correct, manzi. Anasema, I know. I don't want to twist my tongue. What is wrong? Sitaki kutwisti. Anasema, Quorum show, make us a day. Yani, you make our day, Quorum show. Apo sawa. Potet anasema, the baridi is everywhere. Yeah? If the sea is soup, basi tuko ndani ya fridge. I can see Terzan just joined in. Nimonde Rutu, thank you so much. We love all of you who joining in. Na msisahau ku request muziki na pia msisahau kuuliza maswali. Sawa sawa. And then muulize maswali. We want to know, what questions do you have in regards to startups? What questions do you have in regards to businesses? What do you want to know?
Oh yeah. On our Twitter, naona watu bado wana keep the conversation going. Thank you, Gikosh. Thank you, Sonia Pinto. I mean, to reach it pale Twitter. Thank you, W, for always being a part of 254 Radio and being a part of the Quorum show. Thank you very much. And after Kirudi, after this break, we're getting into it. We're gonna have a long conversation around business, around starting up businesses. Now the challenges zenye tunapata tukiwa vijana huku nje tukianza biz.
Yeah, it's crazy. We want to know, how do we actually get to have a business without having to kupitia mashida mingi. Unafungua biashara miezi 3 ushafunga. Unafungua biashara uko na madeni zingine azikai. You know, we want to get to do this the right way, and that's why we have the right personalities to help out with this. When we come back, we get right into the conversation, but for now, Kleptomaniacs, I'm a Kleptomaniac. Swing, taking you back in time. This is the Quorum Show. 011-0254-254. Requested music. Where?
Mr. DJ, twende kazi beshte. Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, twende kazi wewe. Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, twende kazi beshte. Lazima useme mwenyewe najua, nina mademu akishua sura macho mbele na nyuma. Si lazima useme mwenyewe najua, nina mademu akishua sura macho mbele na nyuma. Swing, muziki ni bomba, talanta sindumba, rafiki acha kuzuba.
Tata amsha, hizo mpacha.
Swing, muziki ni bomba, talanta sindumba, rafiki acha kuzuba.
Tata amsha, hizo mpacha.
Nina mademu wa kila kabila wakamba wajaka, mademu wa kubugi na kucheza chakacha. Don't you wanna get with me tonight? Naughty exercise. Nina mademu wa Kiafrika na siringi, na mapandre makala singa iko nini.
Hizo mpacha ya maisha nini jama? Kitaka kujua kuja nami bara, mahali kuna mabebe kadhaa. Nice bums, ala Friday Sunday tuko ndani ya taxi, madem kama 30 kuna joto vinasti, wengine wakonjo, wengine weusi weupe, wengine dere pole achana na shoti, vitendo vinafanywa ndani ya moti, judema ameshapiga magoti.
Swing, muziki ni bomba, talanta sindumba, rafiki acha kuzuba.
Tata amsha, hizo mpacha.
Swing, muziki ni bomba, talanta sindumba, rafiki acha kuzuba.
Tata amsha, hizo mpacha.
Shorty nataka wakati nipakate mini skati na shati nivue mpaka mwenyewe useme utaki girl. The way you popping ni lazima nikustaki girl. Kwa maze itabidi nimesema ha, lakini kwa nini mamini zinanifanya na sini ndakuvua toko kwa maji kasamaki girl. Ukina mami nasimama na nasimama kinyama, jilaze mami lala na mtalala salama. Basi fanyeni the clap, wale huko nyuma ongezeni the toe to toe, your boy the pixel.
Lazima useme mwenyewe najua, nina mademu akishua sura macho mbele na nyuma. Si lazima useme mwenyewe najua, nina mademu akishua sura macho mbele na nyuma. Swing, muziki ni bomba, talanta sindumba, rafiki acha kuzuba.
Tata amsha, hizo mpacha.
Swing, muziki ni bomba, talanta sindumba, rafiki acha kuzuba.
Tata amsha, hizo mpacha.
Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, twende kazi wewe. Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, twende kazi beshte. Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, twende kazi baby. Oh, we, you and me, nyash naka baby. Swing, muziki ni bomba, talanta sindumba, rafiki acha kuzuba.
Tata amsha, hizo mpacha.
Swing, muziki ni bomba, talanta sindumba, rafiki acha kuzuba.
Tata amsha, hizo mpacha.
Swing, muziki ni bomba, talanta sindumba, rafiki acha kuzuba.
Tata amsha, hizo mpacha.
Swing, muziki ni bomba, talanta sindumba, rafiki acha kuzuba.
Tata amsha.
like a gangster. I bought a big chain, wild like Rick James. Bitch don't know my name, you probably lame in game. I ride the flies, bust back homies, call my tattoo. Don't worry much, I brush the dust off cause I got to. My daddy told me even difficult is simple, so I'm taking it real simple. Looking cooler than Coolio, my lord. While I'm making it so difficult, I'm taking it so easy, letting go. All my problems out the window, let them know. I keep my cool, looking cooler than Coolio. Then 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 Coolio. Gangsta, gangsta, gangsta. No, I'm not a gangster, but I'm acting kinda like a gangster. I do not fear a thing. Shit, I seen crazy things. Man, you should visit Kenya and get some gangsta in ya. I ride the flies, bust back homies, call my tattoo. Don't worry much, I brush the dust off cause I got to. My daddy told me even difficult is simple, so I'm taking it real simple. Looking cooler than Coolio, my lord. While I'm making it so difficult, I'm taking it so easy, letting go. All my problems out the window, let them know. I keep my cool, looking cooler than Coolio. Then 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 Coolio. Hey. Wabibi na wabwana kivile mi ufanya kama niko gangsta au sio. Ambie naitwa Stella ya Buda uhamwagi. Twende kazi. While I'm making it so difficult, I'm taking it so easy, letting go. All my problems out the window, let them know. I keep my cool, looking cooler than Coolio. Then 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 Coolio. I keep my cool, looking cooler than Coolio.
This one goes out to you, K-Rap to Kawake.
Twende tukawake huko Nairobi West, tupitie South Sea, Kashamba Kabambe. Twende tukawake huko Nairobi West, tupitie South Sea, South Sea. Twende tukawake huko Nairobi West, tupitie South Sea, Kashamba Kabambe. Twende tukawake huko Nairobi West, tupitie South Sea, South Sea, South Sea. Kwa mara ya pili, skizeni kwa makini. Prime time yangu kafika, primarily weighing the odds. It's better to be out with your boys, meeting some trolls so pretty you mistaken for toys. Napiga time check sangapi, fungua radio yako, piga fine tune, check it kama ni 9, 8, 9, 6, 7, hey. Twende tukawake huko Nairobi West, tupitie South Sea, Kashamba Kabambe. Twende tukawake huko Nairobi West, tupitie South Sea, South Sea, South Sea. Nasema huu mwaka nimekuja kuvuka mpaka, with the illicit rhymes na press kama pasta. Pasta mababi na rasta wote wametata kwenye dance floor. Tini kwa tini ingi bamba, shika namba kama tawaka. Escort kwenye dance floor na chora bango. Ni all the swapi wale wadi wachore, wako kule nje wana pinya vinole. Bas pitisha hiyo gumba tuchonge, nusu lita ya Sprite tobo wana ibambe. Kwanzia sahi hadi tegumba itanasa, na wale wako ndani bale itabamba. Twende tukawake uko Nairobi West tupitie South Sea kashamba kabande twende tukawake uko Nairobi West tupitie South Sea, South Sea, South Sea. Masakweni yaenda wapi? Sote tukaribia karibu na wapi? Ni sangapi? Bado time bado tunawasawa kupita checkpoint wapi? Siku mchanga myororo siwe na wasiwasi. Sema usiku mchanga myororo siwe na wasiwasi. Kikwetu bango ni wakati wa kuweka shida zote kando kisha jituliza jifurahisha pewa mbili na marafiki. Kikwetu bango ni wakati wa kuweka shida zote kando kisha jituliza jifurahisha pewa mbili na marafiki. Yo, twende tukawake uko Nairobi West tupitie South Sea kashamba kabande twende tukawake uko Nairobi West tupitie South Sea, South Sea, South Sea. Twende tukawake uko Nairobi West tupitie South Sea kashamba kabande twende tukawake uko Nairobi West tupitie South Sea, South Sea, South Sea.
Back again, you don't know the R.E. Diesel, yeah man, you don't know bad mind, active and correct. You don't know bad mind, we never run a beat. Yeah man, check it out right now, you don't know, that's the sound. Correct? Yeah. Okay. Shika glasi, weka barafu, mimi na kinywaji niwa kwenye mashavu. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni bafu. Wakitaka wastake game yangu ni shafu. Shika glasi, weka barafu, mimi na kinywaji niwa kwenye mashavu. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni bafu. Wakitaka wastake game yangu ni shafu. The mic is in my hand, na mfukoni na mbachu. Madem kibao jamaa leo ndakwachu. Si kama kawaida kwa wengine ni ajabu. Kiswahili kitambaye wote wanifahamu. Na kama hauelewi shika kama sibabu. Siogope saa zingine Kiswahili ni tabu. But weka bidii basi weka nidhamu. Uelewe hii maana na uelewe sababu ya msanii mwenye makini timamu. Nikirap maneno yanayochonga fahamu. Kweli wenda pole hajiteki jamaa. Na waliodhani wako mbele wako nyuma jamaa. Yep. Shika glasi, weka barafu, mimi na kinywaji niwa kwenye mashavu. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni bafu. Wakitaka wastake game yangu ni shafu. Shika glasi, weka barafu, mimi na kinywaji niwa kwenye mashavu. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni bafu. Wakitaka wastake game yangu ni shafu. Miundo kimabagal, mademu mwenye class, mademu mwenye pesa na figa na sisi cheki ni kama hauelewi hii drama. Kama huku nipata basi narudi tena. Miundo kimabagal, mademu mwenye class, hawachelewi na time, akitokea ni dime. Basi shika hii glasi, hebu cheka kiasi. Amkeni tupati pinye yuko ndani. DJ wa shata, wacha watu banjuke. Weka Twitter na base, maka speaker pasuke. Mi wimbo raga lakini leo nimeswitch. Na kama fala washiki basi leo wataflip. Toka zama za kale kama mawe za kware. Nimekoma kwa hii mchezo mimi ni nare. Maneno magumu kama tufale. Usiwachezee waliokufunza wewe kamare. Samahani mimi sina utani. Insha yangu ni kamili ile ya ndani. Na mahaters wakiskamili naweka imani. Kwa mafans wangu kamili inua glasi. Shika glasi, weka barafu, mimi na kinywaji niwa kwenye mashavu. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni bafu. Wakitaka wastake game yangu ni shafu. Shika glasi, weka barafu, mimi na kinywaji niwa kwenye mashavu. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni bafu. Wakitaka wastake game yangu ni shafu. Najua mna feel fresh vibes ndio. Nicky flow na hii style ndio. Vitu mpya na wapa au sio. Dirty sounds we lock it au sio. Najua mna feel fresh vibes ndio. Nicky flow na hii style ndio. Vitu mpya na wapa au sio. Dirty sounds we lock it au sio. Shika glasi, weka barafu, mimi na kinywaji niwa kwenye mashavu. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni bafu. Wakitaka wastake game yangu ni shafu. Shika glasi, weka barafu, mimi na kinywaji niwa kwenye mashavu. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni bafu. Wakitaka wastake game yangu ni shafu. Yeah man, you done know say that me love the market. Yeah, man, while you know, just do him like it. R.E. Diesel with back at it. Dirty sounds, yep, me rap it. Jewel, don't know. Yo, tell them blood do not hate me.
Yo. That was some old school vibes right there. If you missed Red Sun, if you missed K-Rapt, hey, we got you covered, manze. Thank you so much to Lapotet for, taking us back in time. That was amazing. I can see Kijana Chronicles anasema tuchezeni Red Sun. Who's the chicken now? You guys want to make this show an old school show? I got you. Even though itakuwa, because everyone is actually requesting some old school music. On our WhatsApp, kuna mtu hapa hivi hajasema jina, lakini anasema wagwan the Quorum nichezeni some mudhaka. We have a contemporary section. So definitely, we got you, bro. We still got you. We got you. And keep those requests coming. I want to say a big shout out to everyone who's joined our live, manze. Keep requesting the music. Sindio?
Oh yeah, pia mimi na cheki on my side. Naona Cinnamon. Tunamwitanga AC. Thank you for joining. Nakupenda sana. Right akiwa Murang'a County. Cinnamon amesema kona dancing shoes on. Wait, kwani tumeamsha watu aje?
Ni katika harakati ya kupoteza baridi ama kufukuza baridi, because we don't want you guys to just mko tu hapo tu mmejishika mmejifinya. No, we want you guys to dance, feel free and engage with us. Talking of engage, 2 personalities in the building. Amazing. Alafu Buddha, oh, yeah. Mimi I love people whose mindset is very challenging. Unajua mtu mwenye anakuonesha there's more to gain. So let's get into it, and I'm going to start with the person on the camera right now, anajiita Mihai. Yeah. Mihai, there's still guys here who don't believe that that's your name. Walai. Kuna mtu hapa anauliza mtu anaitwa Ebu spell, anasema Ebu spell.
Mihai. It's like Kiswahili, like spelling in Swahili. However, in order for someone to understand better, just tell him after Vutabangi Mihai.
Got it. Mihai, thank you for coming through.
Thank you so much, guys.
Well, when we were talking, you were telling me that you've had a very, 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 very engaging morning. Tell me a little about that.
So the morning was pretty intense. As I said earlier, Darren slept at my place so we can wake up early and start the morning very, very early, because otherwise I had to go and pick him up. It was a bit hectic. So what happened was that we slept at my place. We went to my bakery in the morning early. We picked up the cookies. Then we went to Gecko Cafe, whereby we installed the marketing booth and we start selling from there. After that, I thought, let me come here, because I promised to the guys I will make the show again. People were requesting for it. So after the show, there will be much more engaging. Today I have a very full day until 10 o'clock in the evening. I'm hoping by 10 today to finish it. So that's an average weekend of an entrepreneur.
So what time did you have to wake up?
I think we woke up like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, so we can be at the bakery by 7, must be there. So we can arrange everything.
I don't know. Do you have a routine that you normally have when you wake up? Because I have a challenge with waking up. I'm the sort of person who I'll wake up. Yeah, there's no more sleep, but I don't want to get out of bed.
I know, man. Even personally, it depends what you are. Either you are a night owl or you are an early bird. Personally, I think I'm a night owl.
Me too.
Because
I'm alive at night.
I can work all the way until night, but then I can wake up late. Most of the time I wake up, let me be honest, around 9 o'clock, 8:30. I enjoy my morning sweet sleep. However, there are days when you must wake up earlier. Yeah. Because the reason why I'm waking up like this, I know that if I wake up earlier, let's say 5 o'clock in the morning, yes, it's good. But at the end of the day, I'm going to the gym, as I said, I'm working all day, so you need some rest. If you don't get rest, you will not be able to perform at your maximum. So instead of getting, let's say, 10 hours of 80% of my capacity, I'd rather get 7 hours or 8 hours of full capacity. Hence, I wake up morning, go through my agenda, see what meetings I have, what comes during the day, what can be achieved. Sometimes we have a meeting with my company, with my people from the company. We arrange A, B, C, D, needs to be done ASAP and so on. After that, I do everything. By 4:30, I'm working continuously, no lunch break, no breakfast, because I'm doing something called intermittent fasting as well.
Wow. You will tell us about that.
I will tell you. So by 4:30, break, stop. Then I go, I eat something because you need to eat something. After that, 5:30 must be in class. In class until 8:30 in the evening, school. Because you need an education at the end of the day. You need something, you need a diploma, After that, 8:50, I'm in the gym, working out until 10 o'clock in the evening, then going home, finalize my work, and by 11, I want to finish work. 11:30, I want to finish work, do some small procrastination, so to say, for half an hour, then go back to sleep. And next day, repeat the circle.
That's a busy,
Wow.
very, very busy schedule.
Yes.
It makes me wanna not become an entrepreneur.
But lazima ujitume man, lazima ujitume.
lazima.
Si ndio?
Oh yeah.
Manze. Hey, mimi hata nimestuka.
God damn. Mimi wanna Doran. Let's know about your typical day ama your typical weekend.
My average day,
Yes.
truth be told, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you I wake up at 6. I also have a challenge. With waking up early in the morning. As you said, you need to know yourself first, whether you're a night owl or an early bird. For me, I'm a night owl, but I usually try my level best to be up by 8:30. When I wake up, first thing I do, I take care of business. First order of business is knit gums. That's my business. That's which I'm interested in. Reply to few mails that I have, DMs, and talk back to my clients. From there, I hit the gym, do some workout for 1.5 hours. Then from there, I get back to my business, coming up with designs. I put up my mind together. I come up with designs for the clothes, pants, and all. And then at the end of the day, I come back to my clients. I go seeking out feedback from people like Mihai. I tell him, what do you think of this item? How much should I sell it for? How much will you price it? Do you think there are any adjustments that needs to be done? And then from there, I'm a student, part-time student. Come 7:30, 6, I join my class all the way to 8:30.
What are you doing at school?
At school, I'm taking BBIT, that's Bachelor of Business.
The same class.
In the same class.
BBIT, Business Information Technology.
Now, why BBIT? Let me ask you, why BBIT?
Wow.
As an entrepreneur. Why not an MBA, a business course, a bachelor in commerce?
Well, for me, I'm passionate about both IT
and business.
So I wanted to kill two birds with one stone. By going for both BBIT. Because at the end of the day, I love computers. I love messing around with them.
Nice. Thank you. I want you to help us understand how you got to start your company.
Actually, before you even get there, just tell us what your the name of your company, what you deal with, if you have offices. Tell us about that first, and then we're gonna get into now all the nitty gritties.
Okay. The name of the company is called Knit Gums.
Please spell that.
Knit Gums, NEAT, the typical knit, and then Gums, GARMS. Gums, short form for
GARMS.
Yeah.
Knit Gums.
Knit Gums, that's the name.
Got it, Knit Gums.
You can look it up. We are up on Instagram. That's our account. Knit Gums, no underscores needed, just that.
Okay.
What do we do? Knit Gums is basically a wardrobe staple. That's what we say. By wardrobe staple, what I'm referring to is we have the wardrobe essentials. Staples referring to essentials, things that you might need, that you will need, not might. You will need as an average person. Dressing, to me, is very key. It says a lot about you. Like, I don't even need to interact with you, but just from the way you dressed, that will tell me at least something. Yeah, the personality about someone. So, this is something that has been developing since I was this tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you can see, it's like an inch tall.
It's something that has been developing with time. And I started from my own. I used to appreciate the fact that I'm dressing nicely. And when I go out there, someone notices, even if it's just one person, be it who. They notice, they compliment me. I feel great about myself. Nice. And then with time, I slowly started noticing I enjoy doing this. I identify unique clothes and all. And I would slowly dress my friends up. Like I live with a cousin of mine. He comes to me for advice. things to do with color coordination, which item he should wear, and all. Little did I know, I have a skill here of dressing people up. So I chose to come and decide to monetize that skill, and put it out to the business, put it out to the world.
Hey, that's beautiful. How old is the business now?
So far, it's just a year old.
Good, a year old. So actually, we're now in the right space. So a business that's a year old. Mihai, how old
Same
is?
way.
Yeah,
same,
1
same
year
way.
old. Yeah, I remember.
Mine
that.
is 1.5 year, technically, because that's the moment we start registering research. But basically, last year on this time, we start the procedure of equipping the bakery, finalize the packaging, and start Keb's process, because Keb's was really hard.
Crazy.
We can remember
So
that.
Yes.
So my people here, we have businesses that are around 1 year old, which means the guys that we are talking to are still in that process of actually getting everything going. So these are actually the right people to talk to when it comes to starting up a business, because these are not businesses that have been here for 10 years. Hata wakumbuki background.
Yes.
Sindio?
And things have
Yeah,
changed at
exactly. So keep it tuned. But I want to start with you.
Yes.
Bro, let's start with, you've identified that you dress well, number one. You know how to choose clothes. Sawa. And you want to make it a business.
Yeah.
What was the first step that you took? You've already identified niko na hit talanta. I can do this. Now I want to make it into a business. I want this to now bring me income.
Okay.
What is the first step that you took?
The first step, I asked myself this question. What is it that I'm going to do different from the rest? Because the market that I'm getting into, it's flooded. Too many people are in it.
Yeah.
Almost everybody right now.
Everyone.
They're going to source clothes, they come, they flip them. So I asked myself, what is it that I'm going to do different? First and foremost is obtain unique clothes, unique pieces. Secondly, this is where I stand out. You can look at the Instagram page that we have. We not only post clothes, but we also have our own models who I style them up. And through that, we show our clientele how to style up these certain pieces, these certain clothes and all. For our startup, for About Needs, what I can tell you guys, honestly, speaking from experience, you don't need no resources, you don't need no tools.
Really?
Yeah.
For a fashion startup or
Yeah, for a startup, even this something, someone like the late Virgil Abloh, he's a fashion icon. He's the creative designer for Louis Vuitton. But he's no longer with us. He kicked the bucket, unfortunately. Yeah. He started his own brand with something called Pyrex. He started with screen printing. Of course, by resources, I don't mean you need to have like zero shillings. You need some capital here and there.
Yeah.
By resources, I'm referring to you don't need to have a physical store for a startup. Basically, the business that I'm operating, it started from a basement. That served as my warehouse. That's where I would store my shit. I bought the screen printing machine, do the printing. We have some clothing racks, the hangers, and then all I need, my models. We put our clothes together, style them up, put it out to the public.
wow.
I want us to just go turudi nyuma.
Turudi
Kidogo
nyuma.
tu.
Why not?
Kidogo tu. Here you are. You were you a student when you were starting the business?
Yeah.
You were a
Part-time
student.
student,
So here you are, you're a part-time student. Did you have a job? Did you have any income?
Nothing.
No income. So here's a student who has identified business or potential business, yeah? And you don't have any income. Now, how did you get to identifying what kind of clothes or, what fashion you're getting? Where are you sourcing? Where did you get all this information from?
Okay.
How do you get to decide that, you know what? Because guys are selling clothes out there, yeah? And a lot. There's women's, children's. How do you get to identify that this is what I want to do? What made you choose that particular niche that you're currently in?
Okay. I had to approach the right people. As I told you earlier, this is something that developed with time. Meaning, by the time I'm getting there, I had known the right people, Kenyan people, who are getting the type of clothes that I want, the clothes that I can buy from them. I go talk to them, I reach out to them and tell them, can you connect me with your supplier here and there? I buy a few items, then that I can afford. The money, I got it from personal savings and I had to get some loans from family. So from there, I get the connect from there. They ship the clothes. I have them with me, a few pieces. To be honest, I started with just 10 t-shirts, let me tell you. 10 unique t-shirts, that's what I started with.
Wow.
For a start.
Nice.
10 unique t-shirts and 2 jeans that I custom made. I went, bought 2 jeans, and then did something we call distressing. I don't know if you've seen the distress jeans.
Kurarua.
Kurarua, yo. I have photos
You
I
tear
can
them.
show you.
Oh yes, to show us.
Exactly.
And finish the business.
Yeah. Let me show you.
Des, how much costed you those 5 t-shirts and the pants? Because
That's
that would be like a
distressing.
startup budget.
Yeah.
Like,
How much did they cost you?
Total, I was getting the plain t-shirt plus labeling it, designing it, a sum total of 600 per t-shirt. So 6,000, making 10 of them. And then for the jeans,
The two of them.
my 2 jeans, they costed me, each of them a total of 1,500, 750. 1,500 some total.
Wow.
750,
Now,
750.
these guys that you approached to give you some guidance, are these guys that you had already identified before you even started the business, or are these just guys you came across? How did you, the toughest thing, especially, I'll talk about young youth, yeah? The biggest problem is finding the right person to give you the right guidance or the right advice, because people will take advantage of you.
Yeah,
You'll go to someone and you just want some simple advice. I want to start a business, and they'll ask for some money or some other sort of favors,
Yeah.
or they'll even misdirect you.
I went through all
How
that.
yeah? How do you even get to identify that this is the right person for me to ask how to go about this?
There are 2 guys in particular. I want to give a shout out to Miles and Sharu. Yeah, Sharu. Yeah, Sharu. Those 2 guys are the ones that, while I was a kid, I grew up looking up to them in terms of fashion and generally as a person. So, my first challenge actually, really, as a startup, I went to this person. I prefer not mentioning the name. And I told him I have this sum of money. I'm interested in clothes. And I want to start my own business. I want to gain that financial independence as soon as. I don't want to finish school and then I start tammacking around looking for jobs. Because we all know how that goes, especially in Kenya. So I approached this guy. What he told me is, give me that money of yours. I'll put it into my business. We can get like 20 teas each of us. Let's say we get 6,000, he gets 6,000. We print 20 teas and then we sell it. The same night I went back to my dad. I talked to him. He told me, okay, partnerships are not really bad. But for a startup, he advised me not to start with a partnership. I start with my own. I find my own footing. I identify the challenges on my own, where to go, what I should, the do's and don'ts, the have and have nots. I need to identify all of them on my own. Because the minute I give my money to this guy, all he'll do is go print the teas, whichever design he might go fuck it up, and then bring the teas, and then all I'll become simple is a salesman.
Nice.
That's not what I'm after.
Wow, talking about your dad and how you've been raised, I want Mihai to help us with this. I know you've heard about this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad.
That's the book I'm reading at the moment.
You're currently reading that. Yeah. Nice. By Robert Kiyosaki. I want to ask you, were you raised by a rich dad or poor dad? And how did that fashion you to the entrepreneur you are?
I think I was raised by a poor dad. I would say a poor dad. Say a poor dad. And that helped a lot into my development at the beginning because of even though I wouldn't say poor dad, but I would say an entrepreneurial mind dad. Like he was always challenging me to do something outside the box. It's not like he and fun enough, he told me the same thing without him reading the book, without him without I reading the book. He was saying most of the things like in that book about the paycheck. That the moment you get the paycheck, you become an employee. And I was not raised to become an employee personally. I was just raised to risk everything. Either go all in or go home. Simple as that.
Wow.
What about this?
Yeah, how about you, Darren? Rich dad, poor dad?
I'd say a poor dad, but
Poor
a very
dad.
challenging dad.
Well, if you're listening to us, the definition of a poor dad there, I can't get that the dad has nothing or is poor. It's just that the dad depend on paycheck, and then the rich dad invest, and then there's this education and a teacher to Iwake about investment in money. How did you start receiving your education about money? Because
That's an interesting fact. So basically, with money started like this. you are given money as a test. Let's say you are given money and you go to deposit or you go to buy something. So then they challenge you because those money they are not, they don't really want to buy themselves that specific object. Let's say they send you to buy, I don't know, a phone for them, for example. They know they can go themselves to buy a phone.
Yeah.
However, they want to see what are you going to do with those money. Are you going to pocket them? Are you going to disappear with them? Are you going to go
to buy something cheap and then forge the receipt?
Exactly. Or are you going to take booze? Are you going to get drugs? So these are the things that they were testing you. So that's very important, I believe. And I remember Mossetti was saying the same thing about his dad.
True.
That his dad was giving him like millions of shillings to go to the bank to deposit them.
Deposit.
Wow. Yes.
As a test. But then you see, at the same time, you can have a rich dad, but that rich dad has, okay, I don't want to say the mindset of a poor dad, but he's teaching you to find your own.
Exactly.
own footing.
Yeah, your
Exactly.
own footing, you find your
There's
own.
that thing about you can have a rich dad who's actually a disadvantage to you, because you're receiving everything. You will always be at your
Need
comfort
it, yes,
zone.
exactly.
You won't be in a
Like for me personally, I have a story to tell. This business for Knitgums, I really wanted to start long time ago, like when I was just joining high school. But then I approached my dad. I asked him for some financial help.
Yeah.
That's all I needed from him, and obviously guidance, fatherly guidance, business guidance. But him, I'm sorry to say this, but him being a Kenyan, having that Kenyan mindset,
I know.
he was like, no. If you start getting money on your own, what about school? You might quit in the middle of it.
Yeah,
So what he
yeah.
told me, Darren, no, go finish school first. When you're done with school,
Then do your thing.
come talk to me, graduate, and then I'll support you. Okay, he might be looking out for my education, but at the same time, what if I can juggle both of them at the same time?
I think it's culture, especially
It is culture. It is
Kenyan. I'm going to talk about our Kenyan parents. What parents in Kenya do is they don't want you to be independent at a young age because they don't trust you to take care of yourself or to know what you're doing at that time. So they want you to go through all the systems, the education system, go find a job, and then once you found a job, save, and then now you can now decide to start a business. But we have other cultures where the kid is very young, they don't even know what the industry that they are being gotten into is all about, but they'll stay there, or their parents will have them, in that. If it's maybe let's talk about Mihai. If you have a kid, for instance, you have your kid learn how to bake. You let your kid learn about your business. In Kenya, very few parents would do that. And that's a huge challenge. Did you receive that parents support?
Later on, as soon as I was done with
Later. You had to actually go through the process I'm talking about.
I had to prove myself, yeah.
Sure.
And I can say this to all parents listening to this. Change is inevitable.
Yes, sir.
The regime and the system that used to work for you guys doesn't mean necessarily it has to work for us.
For everyone else.
For them they knew the key to success is education, which that's still the key.
It was.
Yeah, it was, and it still is.
Still is.
It was.
At a degree.
So them, they used to be like, they have to finish school, they go get a good job, a secure job, they get security, that paycheck and all. For us, we have business opportunities, especially now with the world of online. It has made work so much easier.
And especially in Kenya with the payment method called M-Pesa, which, by the way, guys, it's something unique.
It is amazing. It is amazing.
Like, for example, now I'm here in Nairobi and I want to buy something for Kisumu. I just send M-Pesa. No bank transfer, which takes 3-4 days. No cash on.
It's immediate, and you get the message right there, so you actually sent it. That's wonderful. Let's talk about Negram for a minute.
Yeah, sure.
You've identified everything. You've now decided, let me now start. You have your products. You've already flipped a few clothes, yeah? Did you go to register first? Did you register the business first? Or did you just, first of all, nowadays you can just go online. You'll go on Instagram, sure. Advertise your clothes. You don't even need the government to come in. You don't need any licensing. Was that the same case with you? Or did you decide, let me do it legit?
I wanted to go all in. I wanted to go legit. Because for me, I have so much vision for this brand. I want it to be a big brand on its own. Hopefully to the levels of Gucci, Chanel and all.
Amen.
Inshallah. So for me, first and foremost, I had to liaise with LLC to check whether your name
exists.
It has been used
now,
before.
how is the process when it comes to registering The name. Do you find it tedious?
No. It's simple, it's straight to the point, self-explanatory.
Is it expensive?
Not really. You just have to pay that license fee to register. It's not
How
really
much was it?
expensive.
Around 20
How much
Gs
was it?
tot- altogether.
Huh?
20 Gs,
How
I
much
think.
was it?
20 Gs.
20 Gs.
Just that.
That's business license, fire license, all the licenses. plus
No,
the
I don't
name.
think so.
It was 20 Gs.
For everything.
No. For
No,
my
for
name,
just name. Yeah.
name.
What?
For the
It
name
can't be
Nick
everything.
Gams.
So
No,
you're
it's
telling
in
me,
my
bro.
case was for everything 20 Gs. I paid to the lawyer 20 Gs and the arrange everything was done
In Kenya.
in Kenya.
No, you'll tell us. You'll tell us that.
tell us more.
Let me find this out. You're saying to have your name, to search the name that you decided to have your business to see if it already exists. You paid 20K.
Yeah.
And when you paid the 20K, you were now allowed to use that name. So the 20,000 was only
For the name.
for the name.
For
So
the brand.
yeah. And you're saying that's okay. Now you already have the name. The name is registered now. What's the next? What's the other license, especially for a clothing line? What's the other licenses
line.
that you need?
That for the name. And then just a legal business permit for you to carry on your businesses in Kenya legally.
That's city council.
The city council. Yeah.
How much?
It's 6,500.
Imepanda kidogo. Imepanda. It used to be 5, and now it's 6,500.
Me personally, I paid 6,500.
But
for the
it
license.
depends on the type of business you're starting, right?
Definitely. Some businesses like liquor stores and all, because that's something
Yeah,
I'm also
you'll
trying
pay-
venturing into. You pay much more.
You pay more. Definitely.
Let's bring Mihai into this conversation about starting the business and the kind of documents you need. You've talked about needing a lawyer.
Yes, you must have a lawyer. Without a lawyer, you can't do these things.
Tell us why do you need a lawyer? Which
First-
kind of documents does the lawyer learn, the affidavits?
So basically, when you start, the lawyer will request for basic documents such as your ID and your passports, for example. Then will come the rest. He will produce the most documents at the beginning. There will be CR12. When you have a shareholding company, they will get CR12, which shows the shares to whom they goes and so on. There is the fire license, business license, the council. In my case, it's a bit more complicated than his, because on my end I have the 2 more certificates of KEBS and NEMA. NEMA is the environmental certificate. Basically, there's which one? But these things, you see, this license, they expire every 1 year, so they need to be renewed. I just renewed them mine recently, and it was actually much quicker than last year. Renewing them, it's
Renew
easy.
Is easier. Is it the same cost to renew, or do they lower
It's a
the
bit
price
lower.
for
It's a
you?
bit lower
It's a
because
little
renewal.
lower,
You see,
okay.
when you make them at the beginning, you need a lawyer who will know how to maneuver around. When you renew them, you can just send your manager or your assistant, and he goes and he will fix it. Just go near a stadium, and one day, chop, everything will be done. You need health license.
Yeah. I was about to ask you that. What about health? and
Yeah,
health?
For you,
health-
definitely.
You're
Right?
dealing with food
Yes,
substances.
basically,
Definitely.
I don't need that one because I'm not handling the cookies directly. But people who are working in the bakery, they are the ones which must have that license. In reality, what happens with that license is that people, my girls from the bakery, they have to go to to a national hospital.
Yeah.
Then they get examined, and then they say, yes, you are okay, you are not sick or something, you will not contaminate the cookies, so you can go ahead and get.
Oh, let me clarify this. So, if you're starting a business that has to do with health, foods, and food production,
Yes.
it's not the company that is starting it that needs to get that health license. It is the workers.
It is the company that has to go get it for the
For
workers.
the workers. Now I get you. Wow, bro, did you need any fire licenses or whatever? Do you have like a specific location?
Now that's the thing. I don't have a physical store.
Okay.
I operate online majorly, and at the same time, I still operate from my basement.
Let's get to that. How has the online space changed the whole entrepreneurial game?
It has changed the entire game. It has made it much simpler. Yeah. With all these ads, like you don't need to go look for clientele.
Oh yeah.
Through the ads, you can invite more and more people. It has changed the entire game. It has made it much easier, more convenient. All I need to do is just have beautiful clothes, style my models up, show people how we're dressing up. take good photos, put it out outside to the public.
Something really interesting you're talking about is models.
Models.
You have models.
Yeah.
So these are guys who put on your clothes and then you
I style them
happen
up.
to
Yeah. Well, I do have a team.
Mm-hmm.
My team comprises of my photographer, he's a friend of mine, models, both male and female. And then from there, I have my consultants, Mihai being one of them. There are those guys, you need to consult business-wise.
Yeah.
Like, bro, pricing for this. How do you think of this piece? That's simply what my team is comprised of. Yeah.
Are you guys taking notes? Are you guys really taking notes?
But also something that he needs to underline here. The models, he doesn't. Do you pay them?
You don't pay
currently, don't pay them. Why? Because as a startup with a limited budget like his and like mine, you need to look for the lowest. How can I say? Zero
Minimize
budget.
on
What
cost.
can you get? So that's why it's good to have a great network because he's using his friends, which
I'm
are
using my
beautiful,
network.
pretty, and they are publicly
People with
known.
following and all
Exactly.
that.
So then they can just use them, and you
So
see they grow
what's-
together.
How do they benefit? How do you get to balance out? Because you're a business. When they model for you, you definitely get some clientele. There's income.
Sure,
How does that benefit them?
Okay, if I may start, let me go back a little back.
Yeah, sure.
For someone like my photographer, as he said, I'm not yet getting to pay them, but I will get there with time. But with the limited budget that I'm working with, for my photographer, he was a friend of mine. He comes, takes the photos. He's a friend of mine. The models are friends of mine. I'm simply using people around me.
Wow.
That's what I
That's
actually
what.
wanted you to
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this thing,
Friends.
this
My
networking thing, and these friends and the people in your circle. To you, Mihai, what kind of people did you need to know before you start the business? What kind of people did you need to surround yourself with?
So let me tell you, if I will tell you how it works, it sounds so wrong, yet it's like, let's say this is the path to make a business.
Yeah.
I took that path.
Educate us, bro. Educate us.
Can you believe all this started because of one small thing, one small detail? Buying a good car. Can you imagine?
Motivation.
You bought a good car, and that car
I bought
gave you
a BMW.
the network.
I bought a BMW, yes.
Bro, okay.
After I bought the BMW from the same garage, from the same yard, there was a guy there. When I bought the BMW, yes, he told me, you are from Romania, yes. The guy was from Zimbabwe. He was working here with some pipe industry. He told me there is a Romanian guy also over there at Gecko, and he is doing car wrapping. I was like, okay, that's weird. How come I don't know about him? Because trust me, there are about 150 Romanians in the country currently. Yeah.
And you almost know all of them.
How do you know? You researched?
We met at the embassy at the Romanian day. We meet there at the embassy and we do some networking. But you see, the
You
problem
have a
was-
Romanian day in Kenya.
Yeah, we respect the Romanian day from Romania, which is 1st of December.
Yeah, and then you meet.
We meet at the embassy.
Kenyans.
Networking.
Kenyans, tunapatananga tu hapo kwa Jogonas. Hapo Jogonas tu.
So you see, I
That's
bought the car.
amazing.
That guy told me, go there, you'll find the Romanian guy. I was like, okay, let me go there to see. And I went there, I saw the car wrapping was looking nice. I saw the restaurant was looking nice. The restaurant is a Brazilian guy, which has the restaurant. So there is a Gecko Cafe, there is a Gecko car wash, which used to be the first car wash in Kenya, which is automated. I was like, okay, interesting. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Then I went inside. I started speaking with that guy Romanian. Then he found we bonded immediately. We bonded. After that, we haven't spoke for a while. Then after about 6 months, we start communicate again by mistake. All started by doing off-road together. We were going for off-road because he's a maniac in off-road, and he's like, let's go for doing some off-road. We went for off-road. Then he found me interesting. Then he introduced me to his circle. Now his circle comes here at Gecko. Gecko, if you go to Gecko, it's basically for networking. It's
in Lavington.
It's in Lavington. It's a great coffee shop. It's a great restaurant and bar. But trust me, the networking you get there, if you can manage to penetrate it, it's difficult. That circle is difficult to get in. But if you get in that circle, trust me. It's amazing. It's amazing because you see, I got in that network. For that network, you meet an entrepreneur, Romanian fellow, which does car wrapping, the first one who started in Kenya. Then there is another entrepreneur which has a restaurant, his own restaurant there. There is another one which has Patrick, which has how do you call it, construction company. And there is another one which has a travel agency. Then there is another one which
So
has
you
an
meet all
insurance
these
of
guys
insurance.
and they keep introducing you to more and
Exactly,
more and more.
exactly. Then there is another electrician, there is a lawyer which has a law firm, and you find a huge circle of network. And anytime you need something, you find it there. Like you just give a call. Can I find this? Let's say I need a plumber to put the pipe.
Yeah, they'll hook you up.
They hook you up immediately. And trust me,
That
it's
is a very
valuable.
That is a very, very valuable lesson.
And now that was the fact. That was the problem. I was there a
Network
student.
is a network.
Exactly. I was there a student. Imagine a student, and all these guys are very high up. You automatically
Established already.
yes, they are established. So automatically you feel by inside the inner push to reach their level. And I was like, okay, I need to do also something, and that's why I was thinking how to venture also into business.
So Startup 101, find the right network.
Exactly.
Find the right people to engage
Circle
with.
your
Get
friends
out of
with
your house.
with people which are more smart than you, which people which are challenging you. Even if don't look at the age, don't look at the race, don't look at
Just look at
background.
what they
just look where
what,
they are.
what are
those
they
people.
offering on the table
Exactly.
and how can they grow you. So a lesson to all my people out there, by the way, usikuwa ule mtu wa kutoka kwa nyumba kazi yako ni kuenda tu kwa mnyweso, unarudi na kamsichana ama unarudi tu na mutu, and you guys don't do anything else that is gonna grow you tomorrow. Go out there, find out. Hata wewe mwenye na run, huyo manager wa hiyo place unaenda kukunywa, go talk to them. There's a reason they're there, right?
Exactly.
So that's Startup 101, find the right network. Startup 101, point number 2 is you need to be able to identify, because the one thing that is common with both of you guys is that you identified what you wanted to do.
Exactly.
You
Your
went
passion,
ahead,
you need to
yeah.
pursue
You
your
went
passion.
ahead and you found out this is what I wanted to do. When you did, you went ahead and found out, how do I actually now get to start? You found a group who will, help you out. Then find friends who will help you in your business. You don't necessarily have to pay them at that particular moment because number one, biashara ikigrow mko pamoja. So find friends, real friends, and this is where you actually now get to know your friends.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I'm sure you
exactly.
approached some. I'm sure you approached some, and they was like, bro, me sifanyagi hizo kazi za bure. Wanatumia, and they were like, they don't want. So find the good friends who are actually able to help you in your.
True. And you don't need to look so far. People around you, those surrounding you.
Guys around you.
They are there, your neighbor,
Yeah,
it's
they're
there.
Just a matter of you opening your eyes.
Exactly.
Wow. So last time when we were talking with Mihai, aliniambia ma challenges kadhaa alipata. Especially when it comes to the government side of things, the licensing, the what is it? The taxes, you being able to pay taxes, you being able to have your, lakini sasa wewe jua uko online, I don't know if you're having to pay any other fees for your business.
No. For me, it was just those ones, the LLC, my name,
and then
the license, the legal.
Kanjo,
Yeah, the legal.
Well, I have seen the name LLC on so many fashion stores. So what's the meaning of LLC?
LLC is for limited liability companies.
Limited liability company.
Yeah.
Tell us about a limited liability company and a company that doesn't have limited liability.
Limited liability company is simply a company that's first of all privately owned.
Oh yeah.
But with time, you can choose to make it IPO. IPO means initial public offering. You invite the public to come invest in it.
Nice.
They come buying shares. But for LLC means the company is limited, meaning your business, in case your business doesn't go well, you get into a state of debt or bankruptcy. You're protected. They don't come for your personal assets. Yeah.
So this is where they basically separate you from your business.
Yeah.
Nice,
Your business is an entity on its own, and you're an entity on your own.
Utabebwa na watu wa
How
That's amazing.
What is your company?
I'm trying to remember what does LTD stands for now.
L?
Limited.
Limited what?
Sorry, you said LTD?
Yes.
Limited, simply.
Just limited.
Just limited.
Yeah.
The same thing like his, we also approach the limited because you want, yes, mine is limited. No, I don't like I don't have personal liability because what's happening, the business is an entity by itself on its own. Currently, I'm not getting any salary out of it, any money whatsoever because I'm a student. I'm starting it right now. However, after I break even, I will start getting my house and everything to be paid by the company. So because the company it's a being in itself, let's say it's something by itself. It's like this coffee here, and you are working for this coffee, and then you get a salary. Even if you are the owner of it, you still work for it, you know, because at the end of the day, what happens, you own the shares inside the company, but it's not your company. It's not like if I make money with my company, let's say I make tomorrow 100 million, I cannot just go there and take 1 million
and say
let
it's
me
my
go
money.
to, yes, you can't do that, because it's, you need to,
Because the business, the business is not you.
exactly,
So that's another person.
you need
It's
to
not your
justify
pocket.
exactly, you need to justify why do you take that
You
money.
But what if the business needs some money and you
That's
wanna chip in?
that's the problem. When the business needs money, you just chip in freely without issues. But what happens?
It's
You
more
are
like a one-way
loaning.
road.
Oh, it's a one-way
It
road.
can take
Yes.
from you, but it's not. You can't take from it.
But it's like you
So-
loan to the company some money, and let's say you loan 1 million or 10 million, and then eventually after it breaks even, that company is
take it.
responsible to pay you back the loan that you gave to the company plus the interest accumulated.
I have a question. How do you get to decide whether you want your company to be, limited liability or just incorporated? What makes you decide that?
Personally, for me, that's a no-brainer.
Does it depend on maybe the size of the business? For instance, for his business, he has employees too.
Yeah.
He has locations, right? So for him, he has to consider like all these other factors. When we look at the scale of his business, it's different from yours.
Yeah.
You're a business that you can actually operate online, right?
True.
So for you, how would you advise someone who wants to start such a small business? Do they look into such issues, or can they just look into the licensing and then go ahead and start?
For startup, no need to go all the way looking matter of being limited or unlimited. Just settle the first things first, which comes being the
Make sure the
licensing.
business is first of all running,
Yeah.
and then now you can
It's
now
up and
focus on
running.
other
You
things.
find your ground, and then with time it's gonna grow, whereby you feel you need some extra support, need extra management. That's where
you get in.
Yeah, that's where you get in.
Nice. Wow. Now the both of you have the licenses. Everything is in place. You have the capital, and you wanna sell. You wanna start now selling these things to people. We come to down to the product now.
Wonderful.
How do you make your product distinguishable, or how do you make your product pop out there?
Well, about NeatGums, we not only offer product, but we also offer services.
All right.
For services, we mean we can style you up. We have artists, they come to us. They need that one time. Wasanii huko, you can come to NeatGums, you can style you up. You can buy clothes, you can rent them. If you need like the clothes for a day or you sure you won't put it on again, you can rent it out.
Wow, you rent.
Yeah, you can rent out the clothes.
So like people who have video shoots and like movies. They can come to your
Come to
store
NeatGums.
and
We can style it. You can tell us what you want, or if you have no clue, or it less. We'll style you up from head to toe. About
clothes
the
for hire. Hey.
About the products, we ensure we usually the key for us for NeatGums is just standing out. Yeah. We don't go like for common things. Personally, for NeatGums, for a startup, I have to buy clothes from people and then I flip. I tried as much as possible to avoid big labels because everyone is doing that. Like Louis V, I'm not gonna get a Louis V shirt and then I come sell to people.
No brand, right?
No brand.
Because he's already a brand. So
exactly.
do you actually have those, like you can see if it's Gucci, maybe they'll have some spot on brand.
Yeah.
You also do the same?
Yeah, we do that. The labeling. Labeling and branding. Yeah, we do that.
The big logo and
Yeah.
One more question.
Let me tell us
Sawa,
the product. You have you have everything in place. Now it's the product you're concentrating on.
Personally, you see, I did not start like this. This has a different approach. On my end, I had the product already. Yes.
Because for you had to first of all make sure you have the right thing before anything. Yeah.
For me, it took, remember, like last time, it took me 10 years to develop the recipe. It took us 10 years to find the right ingredients and everything.
10 years.
And after that, the recipes were there. So it was just a question of, okay, we have them. Now let's make them available to the public. So that's why for me it was different. But even now, as we are speaking, as a business person, you always have to look yourself. How can you improve yourself daily? What do you need to change in order to improve? So even right now, I'm looking at different products. What can I bring on board to make new things? like for example cakes and so on.
Nice. Hey, Mama, I wanna know. Now you have the product, you have the licenses, and you wanna go to business. You wanna start business now. You wanna start the operations. How do you launch the product? This word we use a lot. Launch.
So there are
Launching
many
things.
people.
It becomes a party.
Yeah, there are many people who likes to do that, to do a launch party.
Oh, yeah.
Personally, believe it or not, I haven't done that.
Would you advise against it, or you feel it's unnecessary?
I would say there are advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is that if you do that, you get a boost into knowing your company. You have a boost.
Yeah.
Disadvantage, it will cost you a lot. So when it's a startup, when you don't have any investors, it's difficult to have that launching party. The worst you can do, the best you can do, is just a small ad that we are launched, we are live, come and buy from us. But a big launch party, until you don't have the budget for it, I would vote against it. Better make a private party with your friends, invite your friends over, open that expensive whiskey, have a sip of whiskey, have some choma and party because your child started.
Darren, how would you advise someone who wants, they already identified everything, they have the product, and now they want to start selling? What is the first thing you would advise them to do?
Launching. Yeah. I can tell them from my own experience. I used to approach. There's the online approach that simply entails dressing up models and uploading sick photos, videos, and reels. Second approach, I'm not limited to only operating online. I have to go to the ground. By the ground, meaning I take some of my items, my clothings. I attend fashion pop-ups. Oh, yeah. Like there was one recently held before elections in Nairobi Street Kitchen.
Just around here.
Yeah, just around there. It was something sick out of this world.
Right. So what happens there?
It's a fashion pop-ups whereby creatives come, they display their stuff, share ideas, at the same time network, and then we have people like, you can have audience. Then they just come. Yeah, the fashion police. People they come. At the end of the day, you'll leave that place gaining a couple of things. First of all, sales, the same networks, and at the same time, knowledge. Well said. Aside from fashion pop-ups, that is flea markets that usually go on. Especially you target. For me, my target audience is millennials and Gen Z. So I go to schools like Strathmore University when they're having their flea markets. I go showcase my stuff there.
Nice.
They start the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So to me, that's what we call launching, and then from there, find your foot.
That's really proactive. Like you do look for schools where unaenda chini kama hoka.
Unaenda hapo una set up stand up yako, mambo zako.
So that's the one thing that's common with Mihai and Darren. The one thing they're telling us, you got to be there. You got to walk. Tembea manze, tembea, network, jitume. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, manze. Mihai, I want us to get into these cookies. I want us to tell Pinky and her friends about Ofello's. Yes. Now, if you want to, first of all, find Ofello's on Google, you need to just go to Ofello's Ltd. That is Ltd.com, Ofello's. They have diabetic-friendly, very delicious cookies, and they have currently 3 products. Sawa. Now, last time we got to taste one, and these guys, they're actually not very expensive, 650, right?
Yes.
Kuna different brands. There's the keto-friendly ones.
No, all of them are...
all of them are keto-friendly. There's the different brands are the tastes, basically.
Different taste, different flavors. Different
taste and flavors. Mimi nilipenda ni coconut. That thing is so soothing. Let me ask you something when it comes to such. When an individual wants, let's say I'm starting a shop that sells cakes and such, and I want to have these products with me, and I want to be able to sell your cookies. What do I need to do to be able to have that? And are there regulations that you have for your retailers?
So basically for retailers, you will have a contract. You have a contract, a mutual contract. Oh, Ian is here also.
Awesome. Welcome in, Ian.
I am so sorry I'm late. I am so sorry. Do I buy you guys lunch or something?
Oh yeah. Welcome there.
Oh, cool.
We'll have you in a few. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. So our third guest is here. We are grateful. Yani, leo, I feel like my head is expanding. I feel like literally my head is expanding. Yeah. So big up yourself, Ian, for coming through. We'll be getting to you in a few. Currently, Miha, you were telling us about the requirements for you to be able to retail this cookie.
Yes, when you retail a box, a cookie in a supermarket, there is a mutual contract. So you make a contract, then the retailers make a contract, because the supermarkets or the shops owners, they want your product, so they sell. And me as a producer, I want their support. So it's a win-win situation. It's a mutual connection, so to say, mutual benefit. So you always have to agree on terms. Like, for example, let's say what happens in the case whereby the product expires and it's not
and you've not yet sold them, yeah.
So before it's expiring, you will do a promotion so that you can sell it quicker. If it's not sold, then you return the shop and then it's getting exchanged. But depends, different retailers have different contracts. Some retailers which are big, let's say for example Carrefour, they have much stricter policies, but they are not so passive, so to say, in signing contracts. They are not just closing the eyes and signing contract. They will tell you, go back, renegotiate this. So you have to always play a fair game, but also you have to take consideration that they are willing to step on you.
Okay. What are some of the let me say, how do you support someone who wants to get into this in terms of you're selling maybe a piece at 650, but this is a person who wants to stock up, let's say 2 cartons. Yeah, they already have a shop that is established, but they want a lot of products. Is there different terms or different prices for such?
Basically, prices varies according to the quantity that you order.
That you're taking.
The higher quantity you order, the cheaper it is. That's how it is in the bulk industry. Even with me right now, I told you when I sell this one right now, I don't make any money.
Yeah.
However, I can make money in the near future when I will benefit of economy of scale. What does that mean? You cannot buy 1 kg of erythritol, the sweetener I'm using, at 3,500 shillings. When you buy 1 ton, it will be much cheaper when you buy such a big quantity. However, when it's small quantity, it's expensive. The same with my cookies. Now, if I sell like this online, 650. But if you come to me directly and you say, look, I have a small shop, I want to sell them myself also, what will be the best price? Then we sit down, we see how many are you ordering. Then we discuss the terms, we discuss a middle way. And of course, because every retailer, they have also their markup. Because they don't just sell. When they sell a product, even if my product, they need to make money. So when they sell a product, I need to cut some of if I have any margin, and give it to them. Wow. So they can sell it and they can also make money. That's how supermarkets also make money.
Nice. To Doran. Around the same area of how you operate and how you get partners, I want to know, you are a styler, a designer, and we want to know these names.
Yeah. Let me clarify that.
Yes.
For a stylist, it's someone who puts 2 and 2 together. They can have pieces of cloth. And then they put them. I have shoes, I have pants, I have a jacket and a tee. Yeah.
This will go.
So I put them all together.
Nice. So someone with a taste, a fashion taste or something.
Yeah, you need to have an exquisite taste.
Nice.
That's a stylist.
All right.
For a fashion designer,
you
come up with something from scratch. You make it from
a tailor.
more so.
Could be. A tailor is a fashion designer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tailor.
Okay.
But not necessarily. Them usually mend clothes at some point. They repair. For a fashion designer, I'm supposed to go to the shop, get the fabric,
the material. Nice.
Do it myself. I can choose to have maybe the collar for it to be round or a V-neck.
Or Chinese.
Whichever. Chinese collar. Yeah. At the same time, I'm supposed to work on if I'm printing, I come up with the design, the screen printing. If it's embroidery, if I'm going to distress the shirt,
nice.
Now that's a fashion designer. At the moment, what I am I'm a
Is-
stylist. He's
Oh,
a
yeah?
stylist.
You take two and two together.
Yeah, I put them together.
Talking about the fabric and the materials, there's this claim that fashion design contributes to greenhouse gases, so much greenhouse gases. One of the biggest contributor to environmental change. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. How do you do? How does your business operate consciously, aware of all these facts?
Consciously.
Yes.
Well, what I can say at the moment is
I don't think Darren is admitting anything. Because you're not into manufacturing or something.
yet.
Cindy,
No, everything fashion, like the styling, everything fashion, like has been told.
It's because people are buying too many clothes and they want a new one tomorrow and everything. So the production process amidst so many guests. I want to ask you that.
okay. Well, what I
Is
can
it
say-
true? Is it true?
Well, partly it contributes to
How?
it. Partly because of all the emissions, the manufacturing process.
Oh, yeah.
And at the same time, things like fur.
Oh, the goats.
Yeah.
Oh, the sheep.
One European nation, there was something the government was complaining.
Oh, yeah.
There was the domestic animals.
Oh, yeah.
The sheep, the goats.
How they're
even
shaped and how
dogs.
they're treated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They are mistreated, killed,
True.
like, with no
I've watched
purpose.
several
all in the name
documentaries.
of getting that far.
Oh, yeah.
But then you see, at the same time, life is a double-edged sword.
Oh, yeah.
If we say we don't want to pollute the environment, that means either we walk naked or we walk around in skin. We go back to the Stone Age.
Wow.
What we can do about all that is find a solution, an alternative to it, or if not, if a solution is not possible, we try and moderate all of it.
Darren, I have one question for you before we move on. When it comes to partnering, you already have clothes, and you've said you deal with guys who are making movies, artists, even corporate guys, right?
Yeah,
so let's say I'm a person who wants to work with you exclusively. I want you to be
As an individual, or
yeah, or even as a company, yeah.
As a company.
I want you to be, bringing me your clothes. I want you to be my dress or something like that. What are the steps to take for me to be able to get in touch with you, for me to sit down and have such, or what are the things that you look into? Do you actually have guys that you supply clothes to and they retail for you?
Yeah.
So what are the necessary requirements for an individual to actually get to partner with you in such a way?
Well, we meet, we come to a common ground. You get to let me know what you really want. For instance, my dad hooked me up with a friend of his. He owns a real estate company, and definitely they're gonna need corporate T-shirts. So he gave me that job.
So
I went, asked him, which color do you want? He said white. I told him, okay, white is not so bad, but you're playing safe. You can have beige, you can have cream, and then have multiple options, variety, And then from there, we start with him, the designing. How does it want it to be? Do you need big logos? Do you want it to be printed or embroidered? You get to know what the client wants. But first, if it's through our contacts, you can reach me out through Darren, darren.karanja@gmail.com. That's my email.
darren.karanja@gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Instagram,
Neatgums. That's the
that is
name of the account.
NEATGARMS.
Yeah.
People should check
Knitgrams on Instagram, by the way. Woo, fabulous
People are
clothes.
leaders, by the way.
Cindy,
Hata
oh.
wafollow mtu.
It's true. The only lead. I'll follow him too.
I love the fact that you've been able to take us through the entire process of starting, especially for such kind of business. Kuna watu wengi hapo nje, you guys want to start your clothing line, you guys want to sell these fedora hats, you guys want to, so these are the things that you need to look out to, the partners that you're working with, the networking, the licensing. You need to be able to have all that information before you can actually go ahead and start. Cindy,
Let's go for a short break.
yeah, we'll definitely be going for a short break. When we come back, we now get to the questions. Mihai, there are a couple of questions for you. Darren, Pia, we will read them. You'll get to answer. And then we get to the man. So, keep it locked. This right here is the Quorum Show on 254.radio 0110254254 in case you want to ask any questions. Na tuko live pale #Instagram. Let's go. Nyashinsky coming up with Glory Super God.
Yeah. Yeah, glory super god, lawama shetani na bangi, mamemba urudi home na hope, pasta nenda na ganji, small talk you kwa job, ubaya ni ya ilipangi, nime maintain na jisikizia msinita kam ni kanji. Ini miracle baby, naona ni kamna ni dare, mali nilikuwa misikuwa hata na care, pembe zao zikaanza kumea, sawa kinitaja na kuanga aware, kloto na tafta neza wapea, lakini staki so si wapei, watalan kujitegemea, usiconfuse ile ujuaji na kuona nayo na confidence, kama usha change na unapewa lift, sijuta kwa nani ukibuy kibenz, kama usha forgive usiwai revenge, kama wezi swim usidive depend, waji convince unafanya kazi, mimi niko kazi wezali kutrend. I'm dope like, who you imagine you're dope like, who you discussing at home like, take over game bila cosign, most of my day niko offline, na live life wanna rap, FYI sina WhatsApp, but kuna wifi na kuna bag, so glory super god, lawama shetani na bangi, mamemba urudi home na hope, pasta nenda na ganji, small talk you kwa job, ubaya ni ya ilipangi, me maintain na jisikizia msinita kam ni kanji, sijaidu cocaine, sijaidunga vein, mokoro hafai kucomplain, tangu niende solo si life imechange, style iko juu hata katisho ni plain, unasaka dono na tiko ni fame, ubaya tu mwisho ni pain, mmetii tangu ninge game, na hapo tu ndo mna remain, society kwa hapa ina blame, shida za society kwa Mary Jane, na kitu society naitaji main, ni kuepuka poverty na hizo machain, mnafunga wa junior nazo kwa brain, na jusio za chuma mnaona ni game, mnaogopa kukuwa irrelevant, iyo mi nishaji train, glory mupe god, lawama shetani na bangi, mamemba urudi home na hope, pasta nenda na ganji, small talk you kwa job, ubaya ni ya ilipangi, nime maintain na jisikizia msinita kam ni kanji. I'm sorry I might have missed your call, miss putangi trees na bong, nimekuwa mkali since day one, siwezi badilisha form, expert, pay me in cash in expert, nimesema so much inafa kwa sing along, kauni kanji miss perform, team zima ina celebrate, like we planned it all along, bado tuna elevate, jua tu say we're far from done, visions niki meditate, najionanga number one, na yapa si democracy and my time in office just
Nyashinsky right there with Cabs. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Manze, Kenyan music all the way to the world. And right now, tumeongea na Deron, tumeongea na Mihai, and we got another individual in the studio. Kama mnamuona pale www.twitch.com, akona manywele kama zangu.
Watu wa mandevu wanatusumbua sana huku hivi.
Ukiona mtu akona ndevu, that is a very wise person. True. Very, very wise person.
Akili ndo ndo.
Itabidi muweke dreadi. Leeni dreadi. But Ian, man, thank you so much for joining us. We are humbled. Unajua, yani, we are humbled. When I was going through your portfolio, manze, I was blown away. So I'm going to give you this opportunity to just introduce yourself to the people. Tell us your name, where you're from, and what you do.
Okay, cool. Thank you again for inviting me to this session. My name is Ian from House Mora, first of my name. Marketing is my profession. I like hiking, love hiking.
Awesome.
Weightlifting or bodybuilding here and there because, you know, we have to stay healthy.
Kabisa.
Eating healthy things like my friend here.
Like Othello's cookies.
Yes. I have been in the marketing and tech space for about 12 years now. Wow. I'm straight out of high school. I started interning for small businesses here and there so I can learn the ropes and what the market needs. And I think after a year or two of being out in the market, na kupata character development, I went now back to school and I realized that I want to understand this technology space. And should I say it's fortunately or unfortunately at that given point in time, the only school that was offering that was, you know, Strathmore at scale based on the market dynamics and what was happening. That's why I met my good friend here, Mihai. So that was years ago. Currently, I've worked for different organizations. Okay, cool. I was the Sub-Saharan Chief of Marketing at Jumia In the day 2012, 2013, 2014,
Starting out.
when we were starting out, it was a table like this, the CEO and a couple, the head of logistics. It was
mnamalizia shughuli hapo
KYM.
hapo.
It was proper KYM. They were tiny laptops, trying to set up the business. But it is 10 years later. Then I moved to what did I move to? I moved to another fintech called Ocharge. Ocharge was trying to build something similar to Paytm and FreeCharge in India, setting it up here in Africa. But went to the dynamics of what businesses go through. Sometimes you run out of funding. Sometimes you need regulatory approval, and that's a headache. But they relocated to Nigeria in West Africa because business was fairer there. Because
Was it the policies or just the market?
In Kenya, it's telco-led. A lot of fintech startups struggle because fintech is supposed to support the existing financial service industry, which in most cases usually banks. But in Kenya, banks don't lead anything. It's telcos. Banks are catching up.
Yeah.
And competing with existing telcos was quite a task, and you need a war chest of funding. So Ochard did not do very, very well in Nairobi, but it's doing very well when it relocated to that part of the Africa. And then I moved to Maidawa. I'm sure some of you have been.
Maidawa, I've interacted with them with Technobrain. They had that subcontracted Technobrain as their customer service team.
Yeah, so I worked with Maidawa for a while when it was still... I have worked with the early stage businesses. Like early stage. Before Maidawa became the big brand, everybody...
You're actually the right person to now talk to in regards to start, because today's conversation is about startups. And we want to know what these guys need to do when it comes to actually starting that business. And you're into marketing and you have, like a huge experience, right? So let's talk about... when you're getting into the market, when you've already established, these guys have already established their products, they've already established their niche, they know what space they want to get into. And now they want to talk to a person like you who will help them get to the customers, which is now the market. How do you start to engage, How do you advise, or how do you help out a company who has now to that stage? Everything else is sorted, the licenses, they have the physical space, or they're online, everything is good. But now they just want to be able to connect to the customers.
Okay. So before even you start the licensing and all the statutory or legal requirements for setting up a business, the first thing you have to identify is what problem you're solving in the market. You can't say you want to start... you have to identify what the gap is, and that means a little bit of research to identify where to place yourself, what your solution will come to solve, right? A lot of people see research as a wasted expense, but it's actually an investment.
So this is the backbone of the
farm. You have to do a
or
bit of research to understand what it is that is available in this market, what it is that consumers are exposed to, what do they understand, and what your solution will actually bring to the table. Let me give an example of a startup I was involved in from the get-go, and I found the solution to be brilliant. When we started Maidawa, this guy, he's a hedge fund guy. He came to do some social impact work in West Africa and East Africa. Then he realized when people are buying Malaria Queen, ukisikia unaumwa na kichwa, unasikia vizuri, unaenda tu hapa kwa kiosk, unasema unataka Malaria Queen. First of all, hiyo Malaria Queen sio Malaria Queen. Hiyo ni mtu tu ametengeneza particle akaipackage vizuri.
Hizi placebo hizi.
It's placebo, and then you think you're taking legitimate drugs. And that is a problem in Africa, not just Kenya. It's
We have
huge
placebos.
We have a lot of placebo drugs, right? And they don't go through the necessary checks and balances. You'd find, like, this is research done that I think, is it 38 to 45% of drugs in a typical pharmacy are not legitimate. They have not gone through the checks and balances, the testing and whatnot. And it's because it's also a cost, taxation, what issue, and that creates a really, really big
it's actually, the problem is the process before you actually be able, the legal process before you get to saying now this is actually a legal product now.
Not necessarily the legal process, even the supply chain issue also directly from the manufacturer.
Okay.
So for example, give me an example of an antibiotic, out of Brufen is a painkiller. Yeah. Amoxicillin is an example. That's an example. Augmentin also an example. There are so many variations of that in the market. And by the way, I don't represent my DAO. I'm just explaining a solution that. So my DAO solution is very, very simple. Simplify the supply chain because there are 10 or 15 different processes where people have to go through for the drug to come from the manufacturer all the way to you as a consumer. Right? So my DAO's process had reduced that 10 or so steps that someone goes through to at least 3. My DAO would import the drugs themselves directly from the manufacturer and they will come with a seal. Venye inakuja na seal hapa hii. Imefungwa. So the seal will come with a MyDAWA seal. Right? So when you order the product from MyDAWA, you will be the first person to open it from the manufacturer.
MyDAWA does not even get to tamper with just to make sure that it is available.
And I'm marketing my DAWA.
Nisao. I get you.
I just want to explain. You see, that's a problem they're trying to solve. So as a business, when you're setting up a business like that, the research bit is important, right? And you need to understand that this is the problem that you have in the market. Also costs. You'd find that an augmenting was like 1,500, but when you import it directly and you come sell it directly to the consumers, you slash the cost by maybe 30 and 40%. That's why majority of the stuff that you find on a platform like that, also on Jumia and all these other platforms, they're cheaper because they're sourced directly from the manufacturer. So you as a young business person who wants to set up something like that, this is my example of why research is important to understand. This is the gap you're solving. You're solving in the market.
That's wonderful to actually be able to know this is where I'm getting my product from. And if I use the normal processes, I will actually have to go through this number of people, which will make my product more expensive and even harder to get to. But if I can be able to cut those, let me just use this loose word, brokers, and go directly to the manufacturer, you can actually be able to sort out your clients. Affordable products and even faster for them to get to. That is amazing. What else do you do, man? Because
I worked in non-profits for a while, and that gave me an understanding of how these NGOs operate both at a local, regional, international level, and how to do social impact at scale. And that gave me an insight out how to run sustainable businesses. So sustainable means people, profit, planet, ideally. How it benefit people? Are you making any decent profit? And is it contributing to the betterment of our planet? Right? A lot of businesses also do not think in those lines because the majority of times it's actually profit, then people, and planet if regulation requires. For example, I really applaud what Mihai is doing with this product, right? Because this one is first people, then planet, then profit. It's already sustainable from the get-go. He's thought through the whole supply chain. I'm like, first of all, people struggle, and this is just from the 5-minute pitch he gave me. People struggle. Sugar is not supposed to be a consumed product, all right? It's creating. Sorry if I'm stepping. It's poisonous, right? And we already have an influx of pre-diabetics or diabetics at such an early age when it shouldn't be. But at the same time, people need to eat nice things and sweet things, right?
We need to enjoy our food.
So that's a gap in the market. That's already a gap in the market. So how do you create products that are healthy, that are sustainable, that someone who is a diabetic, have you ever seen what diabetics eat? Right? It's terrible, man. Like it's like eating sand. But they have to eat that because they already their life is already at risk. All right. So he came and he thought, we need to have products where consumers who are already experiencing this can enjoy. Sugar-free, healthy. For example, he walked me through some of the ingredients he uses. The quality of butter he has. Right, the quality of sugar he uses, the flour he uses, he already makes sure that it's. So when you're buying this at, top tier cost, you already knowing you're investing in your health.
The quality
like
is amazing, everything is good.
Sustainability is not something we think through as early stage businesses, and something also I find that is important when young people are starting up businesses. Sustainability is important. Think about how this is going to benefit the planet. Think about this is going to affect the people that you're reaching out to. and most importantly also the profit side of the profit is important. Cash flow is king. But at the same time, think about the economies of scale long term. Do you know what a short-term business plan for people who think, for societies that think long-term, look like in places like Japan? In Kenya, a short-term business plan is about 6 months to 2 years at best. Maximum 2 years.
2 years actually long, yeah, but
it's
2
actually
years,
long,
yeah.
right? In places like Japan, a short-term business plan is 20 years.
That's
right?
That's a lifetime. That's someone's lifetime, and that's
short term. That's short term, right? But when you come here, 6 months and you've not cracked your business model, then you don't know what you're doing. That to me is someone who does not think about sustainability. Look at all the products we have here. Where are they made? Where is this made from? Where is this made from? Most likely Japan. Most likely Japan.
Almost all the products that we have here.
Japan, because to them they plan with sustainability in mind. And that's something we don't think about because we want to make that quick buck so we can. It's a scarcity mindset when you think about it. It's scarcity mindset. We don't come from a place of abundance and thinking about how this will benefit generations after us.
Nice. Talking about mindset, we had asked Mihai and Darren about how their upbringing shaped their financial understanding. Were you raised by a rich dad or poor dad? The way you've read that book, Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
Were you raised by a rich dad or poor dad?
I'm not sure. That's forgive me, but that's a bit of a defeatist approach for this reason.
Oh yeah.
Rich dad, poor dad is classist.
Yes.
Economically. I want to answer it in this way. I was raised by a dad who did the best he could with what he knew. Right?
All right.
You see, the information that he was exposed to at that given point in is not like us. It's very limited.
Yes.
You're working with this information, I need to do this much.
So he's go to college, get a job, get money, get paid.
That's what they knew at that given point in time.
It worked actually for them.
Worked for them, for that generation. Nice. Is that poor dad? Is that rich dad? Honestly, I don't want to label it as such. As Kiyosaki
the labels,
they're labels that maybe would make sense.
It's just cute labels.
Yeah, but I'd like to think that my dad did the best he could with what he knew at that given point in time to raise me and my siblings, right? And he did a fantastic job. Right now, times are different.
Yeah.
Right. Are very, very different.
Nice.
The level of access to opportunity and resources are not the same.
True.
Information is also not the same.
Nice.
So you need a different game plan and approach. College is not enough.
Yeah.
Right? It's not enough. You'll get it up to a post-grad level. It's still not enough. The world now needs skills. It needs experience. It needs vocation. Like you need to be vocationalized in a specific skill for you to be considered relevant. Back then, all right, you didn't need that. You just needed to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, then you're in a job for 20, 30 years, you're sorted. You have retirement, you can build a home, you can buy land, taxes were low, we were low in debt. Right now, our GDP to debt ratio is what, 62, 65, almost 69%. Our inflation rate is about 12%. All right. Even if you get college, you have a job and whatnot, you, for every 100 shillings you earn, 69 bob inaenda na gava, inaenda kulipa deni. All right. So,
my God,
you need to not just depend on one income. You need to get like multiple incomes. All right. So, I don't know if that's a rich dad or poor dad approach, but the mindset required for that, even if I was raised with the best education, with the best access to whatnot, I will need a different game plan.
That's
right.
True. That's
so, for me, to answer your question, the mindset that I was raised in is to constantly upskill myself. Right? My dad recognized that maybe at a later stage in his life where he was already established and set in his ways, and he realized, oh snap, yes, I had planned for all this, but I need to upskill. So he taught me and my siblings from an early age, you need to upskill with your body, right? Not just your mind, with your body, with your mind, with your emotions. Like the way relationships worked then is not the same way relationships work now. You also need to upskill. There are skills you need to learn and how to manage relationships. You also need to do the same thing spiritually, all right? Understand all these aspects that make up spirituality, then make your choice on what your beliefs and values are going to be. You're given agency. So given that wholesome approach, it puts me on this constant journey of always learning and improving myself. and looking for ways to become better other than being set in ways. So I don't know if that answers your question about mindset.
That's great.
It did answer my question. So I want us to get into starting up a business. You've been involved in so many startups.
Yeah.
As you tell us about Cashier, tell us how did you determine you want to be involved in this startup? How do you determine? How do I
determine the startups I want to be involved, or why I got into this space? Why I got into this space?
Into these spaces, like you've worked with my DAWA.
Okay.
Yes. How do you determine which startups?
Truthfully, I didn't determine it. I found myself in it. I'll be lying to you if I said this is what I chose to become. Let's just it chose me. But later on, as I was in this game, I realized it's one of the best spaces any young person can be in to figure out how to pivot themselves in the marketplace. Because if you find yourself in a linear job where you straight out of college, you go to an audit firm, you go to banking, you go to telco, and you're stuck there for 10, 15 years, by the time you're out, you're already set in your ways and you know you're specialized in one thing and you cannot pivot in many things. When you ask that same person who's been a linear sort of career path to start a business, they end up flailing and doing the wrong things because they do not have the resilience, they do not have the background, they don't have the soft skills or the vocational skills required to do what is needed. And it's not really on them, it's because they never got the opportunity to learn from other entrepreneurs and whatnot. My goal as I was flailing and learning with other entrepreneurs is I realized I wanted to be an intrapreneur. Intrapreneur is basically learning from other entrepreneurs. I will struggle the same way a typical entrepreneur would go through. I would have sleepless nights. I would struggle in team building. I would struggle in trying to figure out how to make this balance the P&L of the business. The only difference between me and the entrepreneur is the entrepreneur pays for everything.
But you're actually with them along, that journey.
Along the way.
Go through everything they're going through until everything breaks even.
Until things breaks even, and that to me is a core skill set to building wealth.
Now, what are some of the mistakes, that some of these early or startups make in terms of how they structure their business? What is it that you find most of these startups lack that actually they should be able to look into for them to have not even an easy time, but for their business to actually scale up? Because I'm sure I was once starting a business, and the mistake that I did, it's not even marketing, because I knew who my target was. I knew who I wanted to come to my business. I had already identified where I would be, and it was a very nice location. But then I found myself getting into the business, and then katikati ya biashara ndo na realize kumbe hata sikuwa take care of this space. Like I would find myself starting nilikuwa nimeanza ni kuuza movies. I would sell movies. Now the challenge that I was having is, to me, I only thought about watu wakuje hapo wachukue hizo ma CD waende na hiyo story ishe. So I didn't have things for soft copies and all that. And then you find customers sana kuja na kuambia mimi nataka uniweke hapa kwa soft copy, and you've not thought about such ujafikiria venye unaweza evolve biashara yako if it into these other spaces. And I think that's where some of you come in. Ian would come into such a place, una advise mtu kama vitu kama hizo. What are some of these things watu wanasawenge kufanya?
Okay, that's a very, very good question. What I can tell you, first of all, that this journey, it's not, you shouldn't look at outcomes. You should figure out and just love to enjoy the process, because you will never really know enough. I can tell you a 10-point plan, a 6-point plan, which will be relevant by next week. Right? It so doesn't work like that.
Every challenge at its own time, and then learn how to maneuver.
Enjoy and love the process, my friend.
You got it. Don't give up. Sichoke ati kwa sababu mtu amekuja ameitisha kitu and you had not thought about it. That is awesome, man.
Don't have that outcome mindset that it's important, right? That you need to get to a certain point, but you should also appreciate the journey, the process of you getting there. For example, you're selling movies, right? The outcome is for you to sell movies, but the process has changed. The outcome is still the same. People want movies. right?
Yeah.
People want
They
movies.
still want these movies.
They still want these movies.
It's just now they want.
The process keeps
They don't want the
evolving.
hard copies anymore.
Exactly. So how do you
Ah.
evolve with the process? The outcome hasn't changed. So how do you evolve with the process? The process was initially CDs, night moves to thumb drives or flash
shit,
disks.
yeah,
Now
all
people are
that, yeah.
streaming stuff, right?
Exactly.
People are
So
streaming
you need
stuff.
to be able to see the future of your business, or if not even the business, but
Yeah.
like the world is moving now. We are now
Yeah.
getting online, so you need to be able to see
Yeah.
the future for your
Yeah.
business and how that future will affect your business.
More or less, you have actually explained that very, very well. And most importantly, how do I create contingencies when the evolution has happened? For example, you realize what COVID did.
Yeah.
COVID automatically made all our homes offices.
Yes.
There's this thing called digital transformation. And when COVID came, they changed the term digital transformation to COVID accelerated digital transformation, CADIT, right? Because everything just accelerated.
You are forced to, whether you knew how to do it or not.
That's an evolution
Yeah.
that was out of your control. As a business, what do you do?
You either die or you just adapt.
The only thing you require is survive, right? Survive. So you're supposed to look for evolutionary measures for specific to your business. Because I can't tell you. What I know is maybe specific within tech. It's not the same thing for someone who is a stylist.
That's true.
For someone who is in manufacturing, like him, right? For someone who is in, logistics or media, right? Right. The measures are different. That's why I'm summarizing by calling it process. Right, outcome is the same, process is different. So you have to create evolutionary, measures within your process, achieving the same outcome. Yeah.
Before you get to the kind of the organization you're working with now, you have worked with Lions Den, the KCB Lions Den, right?
I was hoping that didn't cover. Okay. Okay.
I want you to tell us about your experience. And maybe I was watching Lions Den, and I was like, "Oh damn! Finally, Shark Tank in Kenya!" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I was on the TV. I was young. I was a bit young, and I'm hearing these figures and business terms and people pitching their businesses and saying, "Yeah, I'll have this is 10% equity or what." Tell us, how has the experience working at Lions Den and the kind of people you have met there?
Lions Den, as the name suggests, it's a proper den, and you have to have your figures and stats at your fingertips before you go there and massacre yourself, because those are actual lions or sharks, and
be suicidal.
And they have all their stats here, so you have to understand your business
before anything.
That's why I started with saying research. You're supposed to do a bit of research, establish which gap you're solving, which gap you're bridging in the market, what is the investment you need to bridge for the solution that you're introducing to the market. And now when you're looking for other investors, what stake are you willing, and there's an established process for this, what stake are you willing to lose for them to bring in the investment so that your business can grow. This is already an established process. I think that would be a very good conversation to have on some of these things that people need to understand. But largely from my experience, that was my first time my first experience in entrepreneurship, because I went there with my then CEO called Pratik. And he basically, we spent a whole day there, and we were basically trying to master and own our numbers, because those are the only things these people need. You have 5 minutes to pitch for something you've been working for 5 years. You have 5 minutes, right? So it's a lot of pressure. So you have to know, okay, my business is solving X amount problem. This is the total addressable market. This is how we're going to address the market. This is how much we're expecting in a short, mid, and long-term period. And we need this much investment to solve the short, mid, and long-term. And if you give us this investment, we'll be able to reach X, Y, Z numbers. And what you have 5 minutes, right? So when they now ask you, okay, so if we give you, if you say you need 10% stake, so 10% stake of a business that is worth, is worth 10 million. So 10% stake means your business is worth 100 million, right? Because it's just 10 million.
You have to show those numbers.
You have to show those numbers. So 100 million. So are you on a trajectory to hit that 100 million in revenue an XYZ amount of time. Like, so if you don't know how that you're going to get to those numbers, then you don't know your business. You don't know your business, then you don't understand. For example, we can pitch someone. I can do that for where I'm at. We can have me also do the same thing for his. It's like it's called an elevator pitch, right? You have 5 minutes, do an elevator pitch. My business is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. I'm in the manufacturing sector. My total.
Also train guys on how to get such.
I have not necessarily trained
guide
people.
through or something.
I can guide through because I've done it enough times in multiple businesses, multiple categories, both in profit and non-profit. But it's to me it's a very necessary skill for someone who is interested to get into that space. Not necessarily interested in getting that space, but when you are launching your own business, you have that skill set to know how best to position yourself when you meet these big dogs, because you are given a few minutes to showcase why your solution. Why should I give a damn?
And why should I actually partner with you and give you my money for you to run your business? That's amazing. I don't want us to protest Sana, because this actually can go on forever. I want us to get into cashier.
Okay.
I want you to tell us what cashier is, how it started, and all that.
Okay.
What cashier is and how it's helping us, because naona hapa kuna information mingi sana.
All right. So cashier is a fintech startup. Fintech is financial technology. And the problem we're trying to solve is the high costs of transactions of moving money in Kenya and across Africa. Let's look at how we move money digitally here. People know banking and M-Pesa. And M-Pesa actually takes, or mobile money. Let me not M-Pesa. Mobile money, right? The cost of moving money on mobile right now ranges from 9.5% to as high as 35%.
35, yeah.
Right? 35%. Right? Yeah. And we don't talk about it as a problem because we don't know any better. There's no other option.
That's true.
And money is moving.
And money has to move.
Money has to move.
You have to.
We see all these conversations and everywhere people complaining. So when you did a bit of research and you prorate it to the rest of Africa, we realized the cost goes to as high as 87% in other countries across Africa. That means it's 7, and this is there. You can go read this report on global GSMA, GSMA report, FSD Africa, BFA Global. This is already documented research that anybody can Google and find, right? So our problem is combining mobile money movement and marketplace, because we also realize in e-commerce you have a problem, not with consumers but with merchants. Merchants are struggling to move their consumable goods, products or services because of the high cost of transactions and wallets, right? So you are buying your cup of coffee from a coffee shop, right? And this coffee shop has to charge you a specific amount when you're paying for it, and there's also the cost of logistics. So we are combining both fintech and a marketplace into one platform.
So if I'm getting it correct, what you guys are doing, you're coming up with a solution to make sure that if I'm transferring my money,
it's affordable.
Number one, not as expensive.
It's free, yes.
It's actually free.
It's free.
You're using the word free, bro. So you can transfer money. You can actually
peer-to-peer payments is free. Merchant payments is what now we're going to charge merchants. You're buying from
Mihai or Fellows.
Mihai or Fellows. You're buying from your typical restaurants around here. We're going to charge a small percentage that is obviously not going to be between 9.5 to 35%. It's going to be
something favorable.
Something favorable, yeah.
You
so
came
up about it this way. Right now on your current ecosystem for transacting, if you need to buy a product, you need to go to the physical store or their pages or their platforms online. All right. And then when you need to make a payment, you either leave that platform and you have to go to your mobile money or your banking solution or the integration they've done inside there, so that you can complete the payment. And then logistics is also a separate. So there are 3 different businesses in one.
So if I'm dealing with Neatgram here, and I want to order some things, I have to go to another service.
You have to go, you order from
First of all, I go to them.
He gives you a payment mode. It is a card, mobile money, or payment on delivery or cash. And then there's a logistics side of things he has to take care of. Those are 3 businesses in one guy. So us as cashier, we're combining all three in one. So all he has to worry about is the margins he's moving. So we give him a store on the platform, we give him a wallet, and we give him logistics. So the only thing now we have to do as cashier is market him, right? And what you're doing is moving all our consumers into the same platform. This is it's already happening. It's already happening in China.
You're creating.
It's already happening in India. It's already happening in Indonesia. It's already happening in the West. This is what Apple and Google and the social media platforms are trying to do. They've built their own marketplaces, all right, and they're building a fintech underlying platform, right? They started with social, right? Then they're building fintech and marketplace on top of it. If you go to the East, they started with fintech and then they've built social. They started with actually fintech or with a marketplace, and then they built a fintech underlying solution to it. In Africa, we started with fintech, but the marketplace is verticalized. Junior is on its own, my dad is on its own.
Scattered everywhere.
Right? And then the underlying is either M-Pesa or banking and whatnot.
And they're very limited, actually.
Very, very limited. And it's very expensive.
Very,
very expensive. And when I sell this solution to people, like, okay, why do I need to use another platform? You know, the M-Pesa already works, this already works. You don't know that you can actually get this affordably, conveniently, and safely. All right? And that's what we are doing. We've combined all those into one platform. Let me tell you, it's going to be a hard thing to sell because Kenyans are also a peculiar bunch because they don't like new things.
Especially online.
Especially online.
I think, you see, what I find with Kenya is, number one, trust issues.
Yeah.
Kenyans have like really, really, really deep, dark trust issues. So when it comes to having something new, especially when it deals with moving funds, that it takes a while. But we also have to appreciate the fact that, you know, with the new, not a generation, but with post-corona, we have now come to an understanding that, okay, things have to change. We cannot operate the same way. Let me ask you this, bro. For instance, I'm going to get my products from NeedGram or from Othello's. Yeah, just take me through the process of me being able to make that payment and actually how it really makes it easier for me. Okay,
so this platform, Cashier, you can be able to pay for your utilities for, like, you pay for power, internet, the usual. That to us is like an issue because everybody buy airtime, everybody can do that. Right? So it's there. All right. What we're giving you is access to a wallet where you can store money from your various sources. Your two identifiers in this market is either your phone number or your bank account. Your bank account. Those are the two identifiers for moving money in Kenya, even across Africa. Right? So you're giving you a new identifier on our platform. Let me rebuilding this information. We're giving you a new identifier. Let me just leave it at that. That is going to be in your wallet, right? The merchant, we are aggregating as many merchants as we can. Othello's, NeedGram, and many others on the platform. Thousands and thousands of them, you're going to find them.
So all these guys are on one space.
Right?
That is beautiful. So
if you need to buy anything, we are not going to inundate you with so much, and then you get confused, like the way news feeds are. What you're going to do, it's going to be based on your behavior. Like the way the Google search page works. It's blank. So if you need cookies, you search for cookies.
You'll find everyone who's selling cookies.
Right? If you need stylists, you're going to see stylists. And then your news feed is now going to be inundated with the things that you are interested in. So if you open Cashier for yourself and Miha, it's a very different interface because you're only going to see things that you guys are interacting with, right? So the payment infrastructure is very simple. The current process is 6. You look for a pay bill number, account number, you put the amount, you put a PIN, you verify then the amount, and then you send, right? For us, it's just scan and pay.
There's a QR code.
There's a QR code and there's a tag we're going to attach to it. So as a merchant, you're going to have a tag, and a consumer, you're going to have a tag. So buy pay bills, buy till numbers. The tags are now going to be used to identify the payment infrastructure. So you scan a tag. So the tag is Othello's. Your tag, what's your name? Biko. Your tag is Biko. So Biko to Othello's, you connect each other's tags. You just put in the amount. That's it. You either use a biometrics, your face or whatnot. Done. Payment done. and then payment done, and then you take care of the logistics. We also have our own logistics side of the business where we'll take care for logistics for merchants like
Merchants.
We'll deliver on behalf, so the merchant does not have to worry about fulfillment, because that's the problem in Africa is logistics. It's not
Well,
even
it's true.
It's not
It's true.
e-commerce. It's not payments is a problem, but also logistics. That's why the likes. What's the name of this startup the other day that died? Kune. Kune Foods.
Yeah,
The
they
brilliant
died.
idea was the idea was brilliant, but the problem was the marginal cost, and the marginal cost was in logistics.
too expensive.
Africa, and that
It's too
logistics, you
expensive.
can't entrepreneur yourself out of bad policy. That's government problem. You
Kweli,
can't
and I
entrepreneur
love
yourself
that
out
you
of bad
actually-
policy.
I love that you're
right?
outlining that. I love it because
Yeah.
listen, we have to be honest about how business runs, especially here in Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You can have all, you can be very bright, come up with a very good business, come up with a very good idea.
Yeah.
But trust me, when it comes to the logistics
Yeah.
of running it and making sure that everything is working
Yeah.
is a problem.
Yeah.
So all this is happening on an application.
Yes, we are calling ourselves a super aggregator, where we are aggregating all these platforms, all these services, all these products, all of them in one platform, and then you as a consumer, all you have to do is just access it, right? Download the app, set yourself up, load in the funds that you're going to. You need to buy a movie ticket, buy a movie ticket there. You need to buy a cup of coffee, buy a cup.
You just need to
book
search
a
for
service.
whatever
You just need to
service,
search
the
for
merchant.
the merchant you need. You need to
you
buy these keto-friendly cookies. You search for it. Right now, does a platform like that exist?
I don't think so. Yeah, there's none.
No, you need to
There's
hail a
none.
cab.
There's none.
And then something that is affordable. Because
amazing. That is
something
amazing.
that is affordable that you can scale, that you can use on a day-to-day basis. Because you're also cognizant, not just putting everything, but putting the things that people actually need.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Very important question is, are you currently available on Play Store and App Store?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yes, because you're still in R&D mode, but we should launch in a couple of weeks. So here's the thing: the barrier of entry for a business like ours is very, very high, since we're regulated by CBK. We're regulated by another state entities, because we're handling people's money. How would you trust us?
It has to
if
be
we're not.
something.
Yeah, and there are so many checks and balances that you have to put in place for us to be legit. So those are the steps we have put.
Ian, I'm gonna divert for just a second, yeah, because there's one thing I'm very interested in, and it's starting up businesses, especially in Kenya, when it comes to the legal procedures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say that in Kenya right now it is easy for you to start a business in terms of the processes, the legal processes that you have to take? For instance, was coming up with cashier for you something that you would say was supported, especially? Did you find it rather easy for you to start, or was it so challenging that you find we need to change some of these policies? What are some of these things that you feel this is not necessary for me to be able to run such? Yeah.
That's a very simple but not easy to answer question.
I know.
Anybody can start a business, and depending on the category of the business they're in, there are obviously legal hurdles that one has to go through. Let's look at it at a regional level. The ease of doing business in Kenya across other African countries is one of the best here.
Okay.
The ease of doing business. Let me give credit where credit is due. First of all, in our ease of doing business, I think we are. I don't remember the numbers, but I know within the region, it is one of the best places. That's why we have a lot of foreign entities here, right? But that's just it. The barriers of entry is a problem.
Thank you.
Because now you'd find that a lot of these people who are coming in and they're setting up some of these entities, they have the war chest to beat the legal hurdles required for them to set up the entities. For small time players, it might be quite difficult and painful, and there needs to be a revision of policy, because we as small businesses cannot be treated the same way as established entities. But the policy is the same. That's the problem. The way we're
So the
treating a
policy
big international-
across the field is just equal for everyone.
and that's not fair.
That's not fair. That's true.
not
That's
fair.
true. Mumesikia serikali saidia. Come up with policies that help us or that help, the Kenyan people be able to actually start those businesses. Because as Ian has put it, running a business, if you have, if you've worked with the correct team, you can actually be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's just that the starting up is very, very hard. I'm going to go to Naniki Dogo, not even Mihai, Deron. Deron, there's something we did not talk about. There's a service that you're offering.
Yeah.
Before tuisahau tafadhali, tell us about it.
If you can go back a little bit.
Yeah.
I started first by introducing Knit Gums, what it is. We offer our products referring to our clothes. The gums. Gums is a short form for garments. Another thing that makes us stand out, this is where we come in, our services that we offer. We style up people. You can buy our clothes, or if you don't want to buy it fully, like this is what we usually do with most artists, people who are going for performances and all. They come rent out our pieces, we put them together, 1 and 2, 2 and 2, and then you can rent it out for that day, and then you can return it. And at the same time, if you guys can go look it up in our bio, we've put buy, sell, and trade. We buy clothes from the public.
Wow.
We can sell you clothes.
Yeah. You see, with time, you need to update your wardrobe. You need
That's
to offload
true.
some.
That's true.
So, if you need to offload some and you have no one to give out to, come to Knit Gums. We go, verify your clothes, and then we buy them from you. We can sell them on your behalf, or we can fully buy them and have 100% ownership.
Hey. Wow. Awesome.
Woo. Wow,
Two
that's
by four family.
wow. You take trade-ins.
Yeah, we take in trade-ins.
Can I come with my ragged jeans and exchange it with another ragged jeans?
Okay, this service, no, we're not trading.
That's not how it works.
We buy it and then we go sell it for you. But you have to verify. This service is particularly tricky because there are some people who are going to be like, nah, these people don't want to take my product. You have to verify and ensure it satisfies us as Knit Gums.
And also quality.
Quality is key. We have to make sure you're getting the right product. And then we go, put it out to the public, flip it for you. If you're flipping it up for you, we take a small cut, which is 25%, you keep 75%. If not, we buy it, we get 100% ownership.
That is awesome, Manze. That is awesome. If you're listening in, you are tuned into the Quorum Show, the #1 show on Radio 254. Sawa. This is the Guanest. We are here with 3 personalities that have made my head bigger. Sijui kama mnaona forehead yangu imekuwa kubwa kidogo. My forehead is bigger. I don't know, you guys are going to actually have to go on Instagram and tell me what you've learned. I'm going to highlight just 3. Number 1, kuna Knitgram. And Knitgram is dealing with making sure you look wonderful. Making sure you look, come on, say, these guys will dress you up. They will design you or your staff if you have a corporate, or your MCs. Come on, sign watu. So you need to go ahead on Instagram, Knitgram, and talk to Deron. Sawa. We also have Mihai. Mihai is, let me tell you, you're my favorite because my mom is one person who loves sweet things. She really loves sweet things. Lakini she's currently at that age where she really needs to cut. Yeah, she needs to cut the sugar. And she loves such wonderful things. So with you coming in, kuna cookies. Mom, nitakubaiya cookies. You need to also go to Othello's and go ahead and order. Remember, you can also become a retailer for them. Sawa. You can also sell. Just make sure that wewe unafanya kazi ya maana. Unajua keep it quality, because that's what we want. We want to grow. And then the biggest thing that is now going down, there is Kashia. Kashia is coming in and bringing all of you merchants together on one platform so that all your customers hawatashinda wakikutafuta wanachoka sijui nini. And when it comes to the payment process, customer wako wataanza kukuambia hiyo transaction fee ni mingi, sitaki. There are people who won't buy your product just because umeniambia nilipe na 100 bob juu. I don't have that 100 bob. Maybe niko na 20 bob. But I love the fact that we can be able to find all merchants on one place, be able to make transactional payments that are affordable. Kwa sababu hiyo ndio kitu inasumbua watu, yeah? also they're taking care of some of the logistics.
Yeah, we are.
Sindio. So all you merchants, all you startups right there need to go ahead and head on to it's www.cashier.com ama akisearch tu cashier ataipata.
They can our website is live. They can apply participate on that and when we are ready.
So when you're ready, they can actually be able. So currently, you're taking in every application, every merchant who is ready to work with you.
Interested, who want to work with us and whatnot. And the reason we've not, gone out and about shouting about this is still we're taking our time to understand the gaps in the market so that when we come to the consumer, we are very clear that we spoke to what politicians would call polling. So that we understand that we're dealing with a manufacturer like me here. This is what the manufacturer needs from a marketplace point of view, from a payments point of view, from a logistics point of view, or fulfillment point of view, from someone who is in the fashion and textile industry.
Because everyone has
small scale to high scale. Everybody has specialized needs. I can't have a one size fits all solution to everyone, right? So we've taken a bit of time to do a lot of research to understand what are some of these niche issues in the market, because his problem as someone who has been in this space, the fashion and textile industry, is not the same as Kiko Romeo, who's also a stylist, right? Kiko Romeo is one of the biggest and most established stylists for eons, like back in the day, in times of Isa.
Legend.
She's a legend, right?
It's true, actually.
So please, I cannot treat him as I would treat Kiko Romeo, right? Marketing for Kiko Romeo, but you just get the right?
Yeah,
so I have to understand those levels so that when I'm approaching them, it's from context. It's contextual to what I know someone at his startup level needs and someone who's already established might require. And that I feel is also another issue. A lot of young businesses who are coming up out here, especially in a space like mine, let me speak for myself. That's a bit of pivoting that most people don't do. And it's in my industry, we call it product market fit. You have a product, you have a market, and how do you create that fit and cohesion?
How do you make sure there's harmony between the two?
There is harmony. Good, very, very good.
Ooh,
yeah.
So that is amazing. That is amazing. I don't want to ask because maybe I'm reaching, but how long before we can actually be able to start enjoying? Approximately. Because I love this idea, really.
Let's just say you're going to do a number of your Black Friday shopping and Christmas shopping.
Before we can get there.
That's when we're looking to do a full-scale launch. Right now, we're still testing it with various merchant categories here and there. Let's just say for someone who is getting into my space right now, the barriers of entry are very high. There's a statutory level. There's a stakeholder level. Is the consumer level. There are barriers in each level, but now the economies of scale will make sense long term.
Yeah, true.
So you have to play the long game. You can't do something like this and say I will be profitable in 2 months, in 3 months. What we're doing is creating systemic behavior change, and to change behavior.
Culture ni ngumu could change.
M-Pesa was launched in 2007. Most of us started using M-Pesa maybe 5-6 years later, right? So to create that systemic behavior change takes time, a lot of investment, and a lot of patience.
And so a lot of public education.
And a lot of the word public education, that's a very, very good, but in our industry, the word used is category education. Because it's a specific category. Like for him, the category education he needs to do for a product like this,
for health interested guys.
For health interested guys. It will start with fitness nuts like me, who wants to eat sweet things, but
but still maintain
health. Yeah. So the category education he needs to do it at first is going to be niche for guys like me, and then after a while, when he's playing the long game, now it's going to be a mass market product. When he gets to mass market, he would have already figured out the unit economics to make a business like that perform very, very well. Right, because it's different at every level.
I have one last question. So guys can currently sign up to Cashier.
Both. But right now priority is merchants. Because our business is B2B2C. We are starting with merchants first. They go through a whole KYC process. Then consumers will come in later because consumers will only find our product useful if there are enough merchants.
Yeah, if they can be able to find the merchants they're looking for on
yeah,
your platform.
yeah.
Are there any requirements for a merchant to be able to sign up to your?
No. Well, it depends on the category you're in. For example, if you're a pharmacy and you're registering ourselves with us, or you're in the healthcare business, the requirements are there.
So you have them outlined, kila
We have
kitu.
specific requirements for the categories.
Very easy for you,
Let
my
me give you
people.
an example of something that I think people would find practically useful. Where, if you want to service your car today online, where do you go?
If you want to
Online, if you want to service your car.
you would have to go to directly watu unaenda DT Dobi ama unaenda kwa watu wa BMW.
Established. So if you want to get your ordinary mechanic, that Kiambu guy who is
take an Uber kama gari yendi, take an Uber, go find him, mlete kwako ama chukua breakdown peleke hiyo gari huko kwake. That's for that to happen.
So what you're doing is democratizing categories like those, right? By democratizing, I mean we can be able to get access to services of
like that
and handymen like that.
Wow, nice.
We need construction services right now. Where do you go? Everybody has a guy.
Yes.
Construction. You need to buy. If you're planning to build a home, if you're planning to get services, where do you go? These are things that people need, but there's so many gatekeepers.
And if you don't have a friend who is a good friend, or a friend who knows a good foreman, who can be loyal, if you don't have a friend who can tell you these guys sell good cement quality at an affordable, mtu wangu utajenga hapo foundation and then you leave it.
Let's go to even more sensitive things. If you want to invest in, you want to buy an investment in, say, securities or even crypto, right?
Is that all available on Cash App?
So crypto later, but securities. Let's say you want to get into securities. Yes. Right. Everybody. That's a very sensitive thing.
Oh yeah.
Right. You either go through your bank, or you have a guy. I have a plug. I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. And then the chain of how your money is going to move, man, it's really, really, really painful. So we're looking at ways to make investments easy at a micro level. Let's say you want to buy, small unit trusts, that you want, that you can buy at maybe 100 shillings, 500 shillings easily. It's something that anybody can be able to do. And those are some of the categories we want to democratize.
Nice.
And make payments affordable, easy.
I want to ask about another peculiar category. Can you have a category for artists and the media? Like
yes,
how we can... You do?
We do
wow,
have
that's
a
very...
category for artists, and it's very simple.
How?
It's not a place to buy music.
Yes.
It's a place where artists and people in that space creatives can get paid. We're giving you a tag.
Tell us.
Expound kidogo tu.
Oh God, I will need to sign an NDA for you guys to review.
Ian, what I'm finding out, Ian, is that we will have to have a sitting.
Yeah.
Hey, you have this so much.
So you're selling a piece of art. Right now, if you're selling a piece of art, people usually put a phone number there. Yeah. If you're interested, call me on that number. If you're playing guitar, let me give you a very easy example that we do we say in our office so that you understand how it goes. You're in traffic, right? The Njugu guy passes. You want to buy the Njugus or the bananas and then off you go. And you don't have cash on you. The guy will tell you, usitume kwa hii namba iko ya fuliza, withdraw, weka kwa hii namba ya withdraw pale, na usisahau 27 ya kutoa.
Kweli.
So with our platform, it's just cash, it's just scan and pay. So this guy will walk around with the cash tag, the cashier tag, right? Your work is just to paid, right? Right? And you're done. And
I love it. I love it.
Imagine you as an artist, you're playing guitar, you're doing something here in the middle of the street. Instead of having that basket telling people to give you money, just walk around with a cash tag, and people can just scan. Pay, and you're gone. So that's an initial solution we're bringing to the market. That will obviously evolve. Because we know our competitors watafanya ile kitu.
Let me tell you, Ian, you don't know how how much assistance utakuwa unapatia hookers.
Yeah.
People wana reverse today kwa mat. Mtu amelipa 30 bob matatu na ame reverse hiyo pesa. You know, and by the way, before alipe, it was a process. Eka number, umeweka vibaya. Nimeweka pin mbaya. Unajua, it's a process, but wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Yeah. I want us to go back to Mihai kidogo. I'm seeing time in a full lie. This time is actually really not on our side. So we have these products here. We have Othello's coconut and cacao nib cookies. We also have the Othello's cardamom cookies. Kuna moja unakumbuka? Let me see kama unakumbuka. Kuna moja. There are 3. Kuna coconut cacao, and then kuna cardamom
and spicy.
And the spicy one. Don't forget the spicy one. Now, Mimi I just love these products, and kula swali, I don't know if I can be able to get it. Just a second. There's someone here who had asked a question. I can't find it. Let me see. But these are actually very amazing products. If you need to order one of these cookies, just head on to Othello's Ltd. Sawasawa, Othello'sLtd.com. Order. They deliver countrywide, and very soon tutakuwa international.
Yes.
Very soon.
Also, an update. Hopefully this coming week or by latest next week, we will be in Good Life Pharmacy.
Wow.
Good Life Pharmacy.
Start in Nairobi, then will be a branch in Nyali, one in Rupa and Eldoret, another one in Kisumu, and one in Nakuru, I think, if I'm mistaken, but many in Nairobi.
Kabisa. Check out these products, manzi. Knitgram, Othello's, and then this cashier that is coming up to sort out all our problems. You guys.
Maybe as we get to that top of the hour, I want to know about the biggest lesson. I want you to think about it for about 10 seconds. Tell me the biggest lesson you have had to learn on the ground doing business and starting up a business.
Don't trust people who smiles too much.
Ooh.
Those people in business who are all the time, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What if they are high?
Red signals.
Don't work with them, actually. Ni sawa. Don't trust easily people who just give you smiles, random smiles, and say yes all the
and
time.
Who likes to please you, pleasers. Be very careful with this. Be careful with those.
Bro, Darren, any last words that you have in regards to your business? And then remind us again how we can find you, because we need those clothes, bro. We need to look fantastic.
Personal information, you can reach out to me at my email, deron.karanja@gmail.com. Online, you can find us on Instagram, Knitgums. We're here to work on other platforms, and websites and more. What I can tell you people outside there is resilience. Be as resilient as possible. The ability to come back from a difficult situation. For instance, for me, when I was starting, I started by printing the first 10 teas. I managed to sell only 6 of them.
Wow.
It took me like 2 weeks. Hizo zingine nne nilivaa zote.
So you have to be very resilient when you're starting a business.
Yeah, starting a business is a challenge, bro. Nice. Kuna setbacks here and there, but that should not that should not hinder you from achieving your goal.
And start. Tell them lazima waanze.
There's nothing like us waiting for the perfect time. Perfect time is simply after doing your homework, doing your research. When you feel you're ready enough, go for it. Don't have procrastination is the root of all evil.
Kabisa manze, you've heard it. I want to address Pinky Gelani alikuwa anataka kujua hizi cookies, so I hope you've gotten them. There's the coconut and cacao nib cookies. In fact, this is my favorite. I don't know why. Every time I take a bite of this coconut and cacao, there's that kabaridi fulani na feel ndani ya mdomo. It's just amazing. Pinky Gelani, ukiamka asubuhi kesho na bado kunanyesha, grab a coffee and then head on to Othello's Ltd. Just order. Atakuletea.
Let me ask Mihai, how long does it take? What's the lead time between ordering and getting for someone in around Nairobi?
Nairobi, same day delivery.
Same day, about
same
an
day
hour?
Delivery.
Same day delivery?
Let's say that if they
How many
order before
hours?
5 o'clock,
Oh, yeah.
we will do our best to be delivered the same day.
Oh, yeah.
However, Sundays might be tricky. Sundays
you
might be
don't work.
tricky during the weekend, basically. But you weekdays, if you order before 5 p.m., even if it's 10 o'clock, we'll deliver it.
Wow. Let me, before we have about 10-15 minutes. Let's ask a little bit. Let's get a little bit personal and ask about your personal experiences. I want to know, where are those places you have gone and you have been allowed to enter because you're a Mzungu? The Mzungu privilege.
Oh, I love this topic. I love this. It's very controversial.
Oh my!
But white privilege. is
White
called.
privilege. Okay.
It's called white privilege. It's very controversial. I agree with you all.
Wow.
But you see, the thing with me, which I like the most, is that I like to personally. I'm seen here in Kenya as a white. In Africa, I'm seen as a white person. I'm labeled white.
Oh yes.
However, in Europe, you are not a white person. You are a Romanian, you are Swedish, you are Greek, you are German, etc. You are not categorized by color. Here, people, when they see you, depends of the category of the people. Depends of their education.
Yeah.
Let's say if somebody is not educated, they see white. What they
Zungu.
see? They see
Dollars.
a walking wallet.
Kabisa.
Literally.
Dollar bills. Dollar
Literally.
bills.
That's what they see. If I meet someone like Deron, after a while he can get an opinion about me. He will say, okay, this guy can help me with networking. This guy is also resourceful. It's also a good friend. If I meet someone like Ian, again, Ian will take his plenty of days or plenty of months until he really will give me a go ahead. Yes, we can be friends. Yes, we can do something. So there are this category of people you meet here in Kenya. Coming to white privileges and so on, yes, it's true. It's white privilege, but it's a double-edged sword. Why? Let's say, for example,
I get
it works well when I'm with him, let's say with Darren, and we are going somewhere at an event. They don't even check us. They don't check. They just tell like, "Hiya, kuja."
Yeah.
Sometimes these things are good. Yes, they are sweet, but at the same time, it feels wrong. Like, for example, we went to a club nearby here. I don't know if I can disclose it, but it's very close from here, and it's controversial because it allowed me to go inside without even checking me, not even my ID, nothing. And then
He wasn't frisked at all.
and
But
he-
you had
he
to.
was checked.
You had to.
And
It
he not have
happens,
ID.
yeah.
He had only a picture with ID. No, you need to have the original ID, not a picture. So these are the things that are sad.
Deron, you look that young.
Other
But I
sad
get
stuff
you,
is
I
that
get you.
police stops you. When they stop you, they say, let the pesa.
They
Hey.
do ask for money. How do they ask that?
Well, first of all, they will tell you there's some BS that you did A, B, C,
Umefanya
D.
hivi, umefanya hivi.
Yeah, that you did.
Expecting that you don't know
They will
the
threaten you
rules and all that.
you'll be
yeah.
in jail. That's what they will tell you. Then if you show that you know some things, they might moderate a bit, but depends. Some police, for example, here in Parklands, Parklands Westlands, they are very aggressive. In fact, a policewoman jumped in front of my car and I was close to hit her.
Wow.
Because she wanted to stop me. But, I mean, you just make a sign, stop.
And I'll stop.
Period. Don't jump in my car. I mean, in front of the car. The car, it's 1.5 tons of metals and wires. You are going to be crushed by it. Why?
That's true. That's
don't
true.
risk your life.
Umesikia. By the way, it's true what you're saying. It's a double-edged sword.
Yes.
You will get privileges
Yes.
at certain points. But when you go alone somewhere, you want to buy something, trust me, you'll pay double, triple.
Oh, not even triple, much more, my friend. Much,
yeah,
much
it
more.
is. It is.
That's really nice to know. For Darren, this is kind of tricky. Let me ask you. There's this psychology. I'd say there are psychologists out there that claim that obsessing with our outside looks is a poor substitute for not working, for not enough in our. Can get you can really get to a point like, I need these things, I need that. So they capitalize, the point of fashionistas capitalizing on low self-esteem. I want to know, is that true? Does fashion look to capitalize on people with low self-esteem?
First of all, I wanna counter you by
Oh,
saying
yes?
dressing good, it's a confidence boost.
True.
First of all.
True.
There's no way I'm gonna be posting my items, trying to reach out to people, trying to lower their self-esteem, trying to put it out to them at say, you're not well dressed.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has their own sense of style.
Oh, yeah.
You might have your own sense of style. You think you look amazing. You go meet someone there. They say, that's just basic. But at the end of the day, what really matters is your own opinion. You don't need, how you feel about yourself.
Nice.
You don't need to seek clarification or reassurance from someone out there. When it comes to fashion, just take it as a confidence boost. The
Nice.
minute you dress well, you feel confident.
Nice.
At the same
So
time,
you need the esteem.
You need the esteem. Don't let fashion diminish or interfere with the self-esteem. No. Don't do comparison.
You should see fashion as an extension of your personality.
Simple. It tells a lot about you. Before you get to talk to someone,
it's an extension of who you are.
Yeah.
I want to know, have you included the African in your designs? Or how do you?
Yeah.
Yes, the culture.
Promoting our culture.
The
Karanja culture.
the Karanja culture is only in the price.
It is. Well, for our fashion industry, it's quite diverse. We integrate all of it, we put it all together from Kenyan, the Western culture and all. For Kenyan, how we're promoting it, we can incorporate a few t-shirts with some Kenyan logos. We come up with something like our coat of arms.
To bring it home.
Yeah, to bring it home to the end of the people. Nice. Like the coat of arms, we find a way of manipulating it. A Kenyan will definitely realize this thing belongs to Kenya. But we can integrate it in some certain way. Yeah.
Awesome. That's beautiful.
I love that. I've loved that. Let's get back to Ian and get personal. This section we get personal.
Right.
Yes. So you went him to a hike. Went him to gym.
Yeah.
How are the ladies out there treating you? Like, I want to ask this: which is the weirdest DM from a lady have you ever gotten? Around what areas?
Lol.
That
question was for you.
Listen, Sam ni mchokozi. This guy ni sawa tu.
The weirdest DM. I get lots of weird ones, so you have to ask weird in what
category? Yeah.
How do they?
I think let me just start with the one that caught my fancy. It's while back, I had went and attended celebrating a friend's birthday. Then, was posting my friend, and I usually saying, the way you celebrate friends, right?
More nice.
And someone, this was very recent, someone just responded and said, my friend is asking if you're single. Like, they're very direct.
Tumaliza hii maneno.
They're quite soft.
Yeah, my friend is asking, and it was her, not her friend.
Ni vile unasemanga, I'm just asking for a friend, but I'm the friend. Yeah.
And they said, don't respond to this DM, just respond by calling this number.
Wow. Nice.
Wow.
So I've never been picked up. So most of the times they drop breadcrumbs. And
and then you have to follow.
So unatumia mpaka number, that was quite interesting.
Wow. Now here at Radio 254, we support Kenyan music, we support Kenyan creatives, Kenyan businesses. We want us to grow together.
Kenyan ladies.
Everyone Kenyan, bro. Wewe uko single, I understand why. I understand. So my question is rather also just very simple. It's about you've told us you like to work out, you take road trips, but let's talk about the movies. Let's talk about music.
Okay.
What Kenyan movies do you feel are currently umewatch inaweza recomendia watu?
Okay.
Yeah, which Kenyan movie would you recommend guys to go out there and watch?
So I'm a big supporter of local content, local
Thank you.
music, and I think just as a disclaimer, we should do what the Nigerians have done.
Mhm.
Just the other day, I don't know if you guys have seen that policy that this Nigerian Commission Corporate Society, I think, they said if you are an advertiser and you want to advertise any content in the confines, within the boundaries of the Republic of Nigeria, please, you are now required by law to only use Nigerian music. Wow. Nigeria is already global, right? So I would be such a huge advocate if we see something like that happening in the country, because I feel like that industry needs a lot of support also from the partners and advertisers as much. Instead of me creating a piece of content and then I'm using other global pieces of music, it's not fair. So I'm a big advocate for that to happen. So my favorite music category is hip hop. I'm a hip hop head. There's a time in my life I wanted hip hop. I love. You wanted to rap. Don't look like hip hop. Please do not ask me. I like hip hop.
He doesn't look hip hop, right?
No,
Yeah. He looks
something like
rumba Japani or something. Some rumba mugithi.
My focus music is I listen to.
Bro,
bars, you know.
Do you have a name in mind? Tutacheza, yeah.
My favorite movie, since that's what you've asked, I just watched Click Click Bang.
Tour in the house.
Philly production.
That was fire. That was fire.
Yeah, that was good.
That was fire.
Where did you watch it? Online or
no. I went with colleagues up. What's this place? It was on
cinemas. It was in cinemas.
It was in cinemas. It was good.
Yo.
So I hope they get as much visibility as they should.
Definitely.
And get on this subscription video and platforms like Showmax, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, because they did a good work.
I love it. We're growing because currently at Netflix kuna ma Kenyan series mob, Country Queen. This Country Queen.
Melissa Kiplagat.
I've not watched that, but I hate
Country Queen is amazing. Kwanza vile inaanza. Extravaganza. You know, you watch a movie and it looks like when I started watching it before nijue imeshutiwa Machakos, I thought it was in South Africa.
Oh, for real?
For real, I thought that was South Africa. No, but the way it starts, bro, you will love it. Just the way it starts, you'll be like, now I'm gonna watch this movie. Apple Sour.
I want to shout out Melissa Kiplagat because Melissa actually followed our page. She's the lead character. Na amekuwa hapa this week. This week we have had big names on 254 Radio, and I want to appreciate everyone that's working here, the 254 family. We have been doing the most, and I want to congratulate you. But tumekuwa na mad tracks hii wiki anakuja tena. And also this week, something else we have announced that starting 1st September, 254 Radio will be available on a frequency in the United States.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So definitely we'll give you the details. It's funny, and I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna have to. It's very funny how when you start something here in Kenya, especially this is for the creatives, most of the supporters are usually international.
Yeah.
It's funny how before you bring it home, someone has to accept you somewhere over there. But I love the group that I have here because these are guys who are actually changing the culture, especially Ian. What you're doing, bro, is amazing, and we will actually, plan to have an entire show just talking about it, because we need our guys to be educated about how it is important for us to support our own. It is very important for us to identify that if you build Kenya, you're building yourself. Sawa sawa. Mimi.
Swali ya mwisho personal ili ni to Ian. What car are you driving? Nataka kujua kitu. Ice. What car are you driving right now?
It's a normal car. Normal car.
What's a normal car?
Normal, yes.
If you see Mihai saying it's, Mihai.
Normal for Mihai is over the clouds.
That's no. For me, high normal is above the skies. It go too sour.
So it gets me from point A to point B. I like it. I've had it all.
It has some music.
Yeah.
It's-
So I want to ask, what's the, what do I ask? What music do you play on your radio, on your car?
So I listen to a lot of hip hop.
Yes, international. Tell us your top 5 international.
Actually, it's a lot of. I try to look for new talent.
Oh yeah.
Who are actual lyricists, not just guys who have bars. So international, like my favorite all-time rapper has to be Kendrick Lamar.
Oh yeah.
Kendrick Lamar is not just a rapper; he's a lyricist.
Oh yeah.
He speaks
A poet.
He's a poet. Like
True.
you have to think really deep.
You have to listen 10 times to get
understand
some,
where he's coming from.
Yes.
And that to me is art. I like
Nice.
that.
Nice.
The other guys, they are these other lyricists like Lecrae. I listen to a lot of Lecrae.
Nice.
Lecrae Moore is good, amongst many others. Here in Kenya,
Yeah.
I mean, I have to give it to Kali, man. Calligraph.
Doing the most.
Ameshikilia
Big up the OG. Yeah.
Ameshikilia, and I can't honestly, in all honesty, think of anyone
else doing
in
what
that
he's doing.
category
True.
who has done a splendid job, because that guy works.
Buddha.
He works and his
Have you?
content is
Yeah,
top-notch.
you've had the Dax collabo.
No.
Calligraph and Dax.
Yes. Oh, how can I not have? Yes, I have.
I woke up that morning. I was like, oh yeah, Kenyan music is going places
Yeah.
now. I no doubt.
Yeah.
Because I know now, like USA know about Calligraph Jones just because of that collabo.
Yeah. Yes, that was good. That was good. The one he did with Sarkodie.
Oh yeah, Wavy.
Wavy. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
Wavy.
yeah. What I'd want to see in our industry is variety. Like whether we see in West Africa.
Oh yeah.
A variety
Drillers,
in excellent categories. Because here in Kenya, I think we're at that point where there's one category that is dominant.
Oh yeah.
And there's no diversity in category. When you go to the West, there's diversity in excellence.
Nice.
There's not one category dominating the other. There are guys who are rappers, but there are other guys who can sing, and then it's in their own dialect and language. It's not even the colonial, colonizer type situation. It's their own, and they celebrate that, like that pidgin accent. I beg. Like to me, that is so good. Like even sometimes I find myself wanting to interact and engage with other people in that dialect, because it just it gives you that Pan-Africanness, you know. Like I'd want to see that here in Kenya, where we are embracing our own culture, our own thing, and there's diversity.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We have artists like Kobole. We have artists like Nemaheni. We have Kwame Rigi. We have Erosh. You know, these guys who are coming up, they're singing and doing music in their own dialect, but they're making it so urban that when you first of all start to listen, you're like, this is Kenyan, but it doesn't sound like it's Kenyan. In a sound, Western, Eastern. But yeah, we love it. We love it. And on a time in Akimbia, and I want to give everyone an opportunity to be able to give us the links, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who would want to connect with you. Get to work with you. How do we find you if you wanna connect with you?
My social handles are all the same, and they are open. There's nothing private. My life is an open book. It's my full name's Ian Mwaura. Everywhere, on LinkedIn, on IG, on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok. It's all the same. So if you just
Ian
Google
Mwaura
me,
on all social platforms,
you'll
they'll
just
be
get
able to
all my
find you.
social handles.
And then go ahead and check out Kashia. There's a little information you can find. Actually, there's some information you can find if you want to know more about Kashia. Just type in on your Google CASHIA.com. Sawa, read about it. It's a new innovation that is coming up, and I love it. And when you guys are launching, tukue tafadhali. Let's be there, because we love such spaces. yeah, we would love to come go ahead and cover that event and get a lot of other people invested in it as well. Anything else we might have left out? Fungue roho kidogo. Actually, yeah, your final advice for guys who are now starting up businesses.
Just start.
Thank you. Thank you. You heard it. You heard it.
Don't.
Anza.
There's that paralysis analysis of, okay, what if I do this? It doesn't work. It
doesn't work.
Just start. You are far better off if you start and screw up, and you fail and you screw up again. You will keep starting until you just need to be right once.
Because you can't fail, with the same thing twice,
unless
you're not taking notes.
You can fail as many times as you can, as you will be even, but you only need to be right once. And you will not be right once if you don't start. So
umesikia, don't be afraid to fail. Sawa because
and
every failure is a lesson, man.
Please fail forward. This is the tagline I'm using on all my I use this on all my caps, like you see. So that's the tagline I always encourage myself. If you're going to fail, please fail forward.
I love that.
Right?
Fail forward.
Fail early, fail quickly, fail forward.
Right.
You got it, manze. You got it. Start. Do not be afraid to fail. And if you fail forward. So, and if you fail, don't just stop there. Start again. And it's always a learning curve whenever you're starting a business. And of course, we have such amazing personalities here to help us. Ndio maana tumewaleta hapa. So do not be afraid also to go out there and ask for information. Do not be afraid to ask. But also note, it's not everyone who's going to guide you through the right direction. So know exactly who you're asking. Sawa. Darren, any last words, any advice you had told us?
Any shout-outs you want to shout out to anybody who was listening or tuning?
Well, for me, simply as my closing statement is just a word of encouragement. And if you guys will allow me, I'll read to you one of my favorite quotes. It's actually my wallpaper. It's from a legend, my fashion icon, who I look up to. It's called Mike Amiri. Mike Amiri is the founder and CEO of Amiri. Yes, so he says, print your t-shirt idea and you're a designer. Start painting and you're an artist. Spin music for your friends and you're a DJ. You don't need anyone's permission nor approval. Once you decide who you are, then you become who you are meant to be.
You know what? I'm not gonna.
I can rewind.
I'm not gonna add any sauce to that. Take it as you've heard it, manze. Sawa. Start.
Go for it.
Apo sawa. If you want to find Darren Knitgram on Instagram, this guy has amazing fashion wear.
At
gmail.com.
LinkedIn, Darren Karanja. Yeah.
Apo sawa. We're gonna go ahead and head on to Mihai. Mihai, I don't know if you had a couple of comments from your end. Kuna watu wamekuongelesha. I don't know if you'll say hi to them and thank them for us, because if they tuned in to listen to this amazing show, we also blessed. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna say hi to a couple of your friends.
So first of all, I would like to shout out to everyone who tuned in for the Quorum show today. It was much better than I was expecting, honestly. We brought like a triangle, from the lowest to the middle to the super highest.
Imagine.
And it was really, even for me, from today, it was not just for me to speak out, talk out, but also to learn something from Ian.
Wow. And not only taught someone, you've actually also learned something.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And I really hope we can do this again soon.
One thing about the Quorum show is that every person that we interact with, from the first person that we had as a guest, those are people we keep as friends. These are people we interact with. If it's just that my phone has gone off, whenever we go on live and we are on, we're live on radio here, all those guys will tune in. And so I want to also say thank you to Akina Pinky Gelani. I want to say to you know, multiverse, to just Jerry. Do you have a couple of comments you're gonna read? Oh, kabisa.
Blowing up. Oh, thank you Gikunyo, thank you. Anasema kwanza anasema yo mambo ya kukula stock hapo. Amefika hapo. So thank you Gikosh, the captain, for always tuning to the Quorum show. Also known as the Alberto ako in it. Ninaona Play KE. It's someone anajiita Play KE. Also ako live na anashinda to repost and saying that we have a very good forum right about here. Ninaona pia Nyambuchi is on our Twitter pia. Ninaona tu watu waki-tweet na retweet. Naona Mapasu just followed us na akasema we are having an amazing show. Thank you. This Barely Miss. Thank you Barely Miss for following us and retweeting and joining our live. Thank you everyone who has really joined us and and oh yeah. And there's Wangoi here. Are you single and searching?
That is a question for Mia. Mia, you have to answer that question again. Last time you did, you're gonna have to answer that again.
I am single, not searching.
Wangoi doga kwe goro. Wangoi. It is okay, man. We love the love. You know, we love it. Mihai of Fellows is doing an amazing job. I want to commend you.
Thank you
on taking care of our health, taking care of our shows. Because now I can actually buy a box of cookies for my shows, and she'll take it and she'll be like, yeah, amazing. Unajua. Previously, currently, if you take anything sweet to my shows, anakupiga nayo, you'll get hit with it. You know, so we want to thank you for taking care of, you know, our diabetic friends. And I know there's so much more products coming up. So whenever you have something new, we are here.
We'll come up here. We'll do the testing live.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, sir. Remember, Yani, this conversation by the Jaisha. Yeah, our conversation is still ongoing on Instagram.
Oh yeah,
so
on Twitter.
Interact with these individuals.
On our WhatsApp, yeah, kabisa. Just keep texting us.
Ongea na kina Darren, ongea na Ian, and if you want to see them again on this show, just like you did Mihai, all you need to do is tell us. Tuambie huyo mtu huyo mwenye alikuwa last time akuje, and we will definitely have that for you, man.
Mmoja hapa aliuliza, alitisha Mihai na ubaya sana. He was like, I will even pay to listen to that show again. There's Mbue Parikoin. He's a young startup. He's starting a young printing press company in Aito Montcoin Limited. So he really did get so much from last time. This whole week he was like, you need to get that guy back. So Mbue Parikoin, thank you very much for being a fan of this show and loving what we are doing.
And also thank you to Mihai for bringing us such amazing personalities. Darren and Ian, you know, innovators. You guys are doing an amazing job, and Kenya needs such mindsets. So unajua, Mount Coin, go ahead and look up Cashier. So this is something that can help you out in terms of making it easier for your customers, number one, to find you, and number two, to make payments for you. So go ahead and read about Cashier. If need be, register with them so that when they're ready to, you know, start off or start, you know, making things work, pia wewe uko hapo sawa 0110254254. In case you have any more questions even after the show, we are always ready to answer, so go ahead and eat us up. For all those who requested for music zenye hatujacheza, ni conversation imebamba, si kupenda kwetu. Sasa kama tuko na Ian na anatuonesha venye tutakuwa wase wealthy, mbona tusimsikize? You know what I'm saying? We love you though. Let us meet next time, Saturday 9 a.m. mpaka 12 in the a.m. pale www.254.radio, www.twitch.com, and the conversation is still ongoing on Instagram, #254.radio, #the Quorum Show. You can also follow these individuals on their Instagram, Ingieni Fellows, Ingieni Nitgram, and Ingieni Cashier, and follow these individuals. And yo, let us start. Let us start. It has been real. My name is Biko, the big CEO, just in case you didn't know.
And my good name is Abel, Mr. Sam Mutondo, and you already know what we're doing here at the Quorum. We keep it real. Nataka our brother Moza akuje hapa atuambie
kuna haja. Mr. Teddy got into the building, manze. Thank you for making it. Majuku ko aje, you'll tell us about that. Easy flights zako buda zina take long. But we understand when you have to take 2 flights to get to where you're going, unaishi mbali. Kamulu ni mbali buda. But thank you so much for joining us. Remember to keep it 254.radio. Waambie ni show gani na Cambro.
Backbenchers wanakuza. Deron anasema akona connection at the backbenchers. So listen, hey Alex, big up yourself. Hey, watu wa Manchester ndo tunaongea hapa sahi. So hao wengine tokeni inze. Watu wa Arsenal mnakimbia sana kufika, lakini we coming.
Manze. Alafu Pinky Gelani, when you get this cookie, please tell me how it tastes and then tell me which one you got. Tafadhali, tell me which one you got. Tell me how it tasted. Kwa sababu
hatuamini hata sisi. As always, we say do love,
make love,
be love,
spread love,
everything love.
Tunawapenda bure.
Bure kabisa. The Quorum Show 254 Radio.
Goodbye. We are out of here. Wacha mimi nikule hizi cookies. Hey. Wacha nikule cookies.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Cheer.
Super.
Ati squeezy marapa na maembe. Adli afko to my coast. Adi temo takuwa ready. Yeah. Mwembe tayari, say kuna motero wana plan kukon kanyari. Pwani si Kenya no more. After the 4th Jesus sai wana plan kukon kanyari.